Director was like, fuck it, let's just start without her. If I was on that set, I would be like, could we just wait like 5 more minutes? 'Cause I think I hear her car. Some guys, they like to watch the lesbian pornographic movies like that, gentlemen. I don't like the lesbian ones because if I watch a pornographic movie, I want to make believe that I'm there. When I watch the lesbian pornographic movies, I always get the feeling if I was there, I would be asked to leave. And I would refuse, and then a struggle would ensue. And they would beat me with their dildos. About the head and face. Thanks, I'm very funny.
I do feel like the map of Canada looks unfinished. It's so detailed on the East Coast, and then it's just wide open spaces. It's almost like someone was working on it and they fell asleep. And his boss comes over and is like, are you done? What? Yeah, I just gotta put some names in Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia. Oh, so much land. Newfoundland. The boss is like, are you done? Yeah, I'm done. Columbia, that's a country, all right. British Columbia. I've been to British Columbia. It's not very British or Columbian. Vancouver was like a rainy Seattle. Spent a week in Vancouver. Somehow it rained for 2 weeks. Well, you guys had fun naming things Vancouver out there in British Columbia. Vancouver Island, Vancouver City, which is not on Vancouver Island, North Vancouver, West Vancouver, South Vancouver, Washington State, you can have a Vancouver. Everyone gets a Vancouver. Everyone gets one.
One thing that my parents and I have in common is that we're all addicted to cable news because they treat every story with the same level of importance, and there's like laser sound effects. It'll be like, Pachoo! Or your kid's having sex at the mall. I don't even have kids. I'm like, are they? I gotta make sure they're not having sex at the mall. Like fun are they having sex at the mall? And then it'll be like, Pachoo! And surgeons blow up truck. I'm like, wow, really puts the mall sex in perspective. That is much worse than mall sex. A lot of people get down on Fox News, but it's like, I feel like at least with Fox News, it's not true. It's like watching a murder mystery. You're like, so if that didn't happen and that didn't happen, then what did happen?
Being married's so nice. I never knew relationships were supposed to make you feel better about yourself. That's not really a joke. That's just a little sweet thing I like to say. Because I'd been in relationships where I got cheated on, like long ones. I don't know if you've ever been in a long relationship where you got cheated on, but it changes your whole worldview. Because like when I was a kid, I used to watch America's Most Wanted. You know how kids do. And I would always think to myself, how could another person kill someone? How could a human being kill another human being? And then I got cheated on and I was like, oh, okay. I'm not gonna do it, but I totally get it. And I don't mean in that way of like, no one else can have you. Like, I don't care about that. It's just creepy to have an ex out there after things have ended badly. They have a lot of information. Anyone who's seen my dick and met my parents needs to die. I can't have them roaming around.
I do my best to try and educate kids. I tell kids all the time, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit, kids. And this kid said to me, he's like, I want to be an astronaut. And I was like, that's too bad. The sky is the limit, kid. Learn some vocabulary before you go up to NASA, please. But you did get out of that trunk. Pretty smart kid. I try to educate. Here's something, I don't know if everybody knows that when a flag is raised to half-mast, that means that somebody important has died. I saw this recently, a flag at half-mast. I was like, I didn't know who the important person that died was. I looked it up. Do you know who it was? Guy whose job it is to raise the flag all the way up. Died halfway through. They left it as a fitting tribute. Until they hire a new guy. Here's something else. Do you know what a white lie is? It's like a lie where nobody gets hurt. Like, these beads are a great trade for all of your land. A white lie, do you see? Like, a lie where nobody white gets hurt. And
there are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password.
For you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated US-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year. Go to lifelock.com/Spotify.
We wait all year for summer to arrive, and then it goes by in a splash. Instacart helps make the most of every summer moment. I can shop essentials from hot dogs to paper plates to sunscreen from over 1,200 stores, all in one app. And with delivery in as fast as an hour, I can spend less time shopping for summer and more time enjoying summer. Woo! Instacart. Add summer to cart. Download the app to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. Offer valid for a limited time, minimum $10 per order. Additional terms apply.
The new crisp and refreshing Heineken Silver only has 3.2 carbs and 95 calories, and a taste that has no bitter endings. It's like all the Tuesday night cooking, but none of the kitchen cleanup. Like all the hot days, but none of the warm drinks. Heineken Silver always ends on a high note and never on a bitter one. That's all the taste, with no bitter endings. Click here to order now at Heineken.com/silver. Must be 21 plus to purchase. Please enjoy Heineken responsibly.
I love the craziness of like New York. Homeless people everywhere. That's great. They're everywhere though, like all over the country. They travel really good. And you go by, you ever see homeless? Because you see them asleep on the sidewalk, and I always feel bad. But every time I go, a homeless guy is asleep. I always notice they go to bed at a very reasonable hour. Just walk by. You'll be like 9 o'clock. You're like, that guy's going to get a solid 8 hours. I'm going to toss and turn. He'll be to work on time, you know? One homeless guy, he asked me for money, and I was like, all right, here. And I gave him money, and he was like, it's good you give money, man. This could happen to you. You could be homeless by tomorrow. And I was like, I don't know about by tomorrow. I was like, I have a lot of friends and family, you know? Like, I have to get rid of all of them in 20... I don't have time to do that. I would have to kill them all, and then I would just go to jail. I still wouldn't even be homeless. So I don't even think I could be homeless, you know? It'd take a long time. Very forced. Maybe that's what his message was. Maybe that was good. I don't know.
I saw this sign posted once. It said, blasting zone ahead. Wow. Shouldn't that read road closed? What do you mean there's a blasting zone? What am I supposed to say? Hey, you might want to buckle up. Blasting zone coming up. Yeah, just saw the sign. Put the helmets on back there. Yeah, I think we're getting close. Oh, this is gonna be a bad blasting zone. Remember that last one? We lost Billy. Sometimes the zones are open. You know?
I remember the first time I came to Canada, the big difference I noticed was that things are measured differently, right? Temperature and distance. And I remember at the time being like, well, that's annoying. And then eventually I realized it wasn't just Canada, it was the entire world that uses the metric system, except for us. And I tell you, it was strange as an American to realize every other country on the planet was wrong. Right? It should change for us, because we all know God loves America more. And that love is measured in feet. Now, here's how I can tell the way Americans measure things is annoying. Because occasionally you'll run into a British person who will announce their weight in stones. I'm nearly 12 stone. I'm sorry, are you a caveman? Me equals 12 rock. Me as tall as 10 log. How do the English say stone with a straight face? It's like, how do you condescend to the entire world when you're weighing yourself in boulders? We're going to leave the EU and return to our pebble economy.
I think there's too many cameras right now. Like, you go to buy something, everything's also a camera. They'll be like, it's also a camera. I'm like, I just wanted a grapefruit. They're like, it's a camera grapefruit. You take pictures of yourself eating the grapefruit, and then you eat the camera, you poop the pictures. Oh my God, that is the opposite of what I wanted. They keep combining stuff. My brother got me a cell phone Palm Pilot in one because I'm a ninja, and I dropped it on the ground and the screen broke, so now it's just a phone the size of a laptop. Technology's moving so fast, it's to the point you can make stuff up and people believe you. You can be like, have you seen the new Sony teleporter? People be like, no, but I heard about it. I end up saying that all the time. No, but I heard about it. It means I haven't heard about it, but I like you.
Everything was slower back in the old days because they didn't have enough to do, so they had to slow things down to fill the time. I don't know if you read history, but back then people would wake up and go, oh God, it's the old times. Oh shit, I gotta wear all those layers. There's no Zyrtec or nothing. Okay, we gotta think of some weird, slow activities to fill the day. And they did. Have you ever seen like old film from the past? Of people just like waving at a ship? Like, what if I called you now to do that? Hey, what are you doing Monday at 10 a.m.? All right, there's a Norwegian cruise line leaving from Martinique. Here's my plan. You and me get very dressed up, including hats, and then we wave handkerchiefs at it till it disappears over the horizon. No, I don't know anyone on the ship.
But I have dated women of all shapes and sizes, from skinny to rhombus, and from infinity down to negative infinity. That's when she's not even there. That happens a lot. Do you guys know the best part about dating somebody overweight is if it's long distance, the distance is slightly less long, and gravity pulls you even closer. So you've got math and science working for you. But I dated a girl who was too skinny once. Way too, don't do this. She was like 90 pounds soaking wet, which I know because I weighed her after I drowned her. And that's a joke. I did not weigh her, everybody. I did not. Because that's disrespectful, even posthumously. She took that secret to her watery grave. The point is, I know how to treat a lady like a queen. You chop her head off. That's what you do if you're King Henry VIII. But, and the woman doesn't specify which queen she'd like to be treated like. But I learned about women, I think, from my college roommate. He was great with them. He always put a sock on the door to let me know when he was having sex with a girl. So I would always put a condom on the door, let him know when I'm jerking off into a sock. Usually the one he left on the door. What else am I gonna do? You know what I mean? Just put some googly eyes on it. It's like a person. So
I went and visited my parents recently. My parents have a real fat cat. It's real fat. People point it out, you know? They walk in, they're like, man, that cat's fat. And it feels rude, you know? Like, he doesn't speak English, but we do, so maybe don't say that. And they're just, you know, they're like, what are y'all feeding this cat? You're like, oh, whatever you feed a cat, dude. I don't, like normal cat food stuff. We pour a bowl. He eats it. Like, if he eats 8 birds outside, he doesn't tell us. You know? He's not like, oh, I ate out tonight, I'm good. And then they're like, well, y'all should do something. You're like, what do you think we're not doing? Do you think he has a gym membership and we don't drive him to the gym? He's a cat. That's his gym membership. He's a cat. I watched him jump from the ground on top of the refrigerator. That's like if I jumped on top of a school bus from the ground. Like if I did that, you're not gonna be like, well, you still could lose a little bit, you know? Just keep doing what you're doing.
I like when girls wear sexy shoes. Are you wearing sexy shoes? Yeah, those are hot. She wants me so bad. I like high heels on girls. That's so sexy. I don't like when women wear those running sneakers with their dresses. Who started that? It's gotta stop. It's disgusting. And women are like, oh, it's more comfortable. Who gives a shit? Do you think I like lugging around these balls all day? No? They're annoying and they stick to the side of my leg. Yes, it's disgusting and true, but you don't see me getting them cut off so that I can be more comfortable. Because I accept my responsibilities as a man. I talk about today's issues that face America. That's who I am.
During the summer, I tour with my kids, and we'll do like a kid activity during the day, and then I'll do a show at night. And usually the kid activity is like a zoo or a park. When we were in Erie, Pennsylvania, we went on a pirate boat ride, which was pretty authentic, because when I think of Lake Erie, I think of all them pirates storming the shores of Western Pennsylvania. There were like 50 kids. They were all dressed like pirates. I felt like I was at a children's Jimmy Buffett concert. And I tell you, those kids were having the time of their lives. Kids love to dress like pirates. The murderers and rapists that pirates were. And we think it's adorable. It's so cute. He looks just like one of those sociopaths who terrorize the Caribbean. We let our kids dress like murderers. Darth Vader, that genocidal lunatic. It's fun. The devil, it's cute. Hitler, no. No parent wants to explain that one. Why is your boy dressed like Hitler? He's fascinated with the Third Reich. He gets it from his father. His father's man cave is all Hitler swag.
All right, well, this has been great fun, you guys. I'm glad you guys came. I really appreciate people coming out when they come here. It's really nice when I do a show and people come on purpose. It's a really good feeling. I'll be out there if you want to come by and say hello. I'll be out there in the lobby, and I have a CD available, and I hope that one of you will buy it and the rest of you have a computer. Also, I write something online. It's a little travelogue I write. It's called My Secret Public Journal, and you can subscribe to it online. It's a fun read, and it's on my website. It's just type in MikeBirbiglia.com. Good luck with that. Thanks for coming to my show and listening to me talk about panda bears and brown bears and puffins. I hope you learned some important life lessons like porn destroys lives and what I should have said was nothing. I hope you brought your cameras and you'll go home and poop the pictures, and you'll tell your friends about the show and you'll say, have you seen this guy Birbigglebug? And they'll say, no, but I heard about him. I want you to tell all your cracker-ass white bread honkies and black bean soups and Asian chicken platters that you're dying inside, cause it's 2005, mofo. I think Abraham Lincoln said that. Thanks a lot, Washington, D.C. I really appreciate it. It's really nice of you.
One more time for Mike Birbiglia, everybody.
Now, welcome to the Haunted Mansion.
Come in.
We have 999 happy haunts.
That's oddly specific.
But there's room for more.
Not today, Satan.
Which offers you this chilling challenge to find a way out.
I'm bona fide and qualified, and I can get rid of what died.
She gets a very solid Yelp score.
Disney's Haunted Mansion, rated PG-13, may be inappropriate for children under 13. Now in theaters.
At Kroger, you can find the highest quality products at a great price in every aisle, every day with Kroger brand. So you can stock up on your household favorites that are tried, tested, and loved by you. Because when you get the products you love at great prices, it feels like winning. Shop now, in-store, or online. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Simply the best. Better than all the rest.
It's summer, and school might be the furthest thing from your children's mind right now. But as a parent or guardian, school needs to be top of mind for you, especially when it comes to doctor checkups and immunizations. Because if your child doesn't have the required immunizations for kindergarten, 7th, and 12th grade, they might not be able to start school on time. So reach out to your child's doctor and schedule a checkup. And go to vdh.virginia.gov to learn more. A healthy back to school starts now. A message from the Virginia Department of Health.
I have had other jobs besides comedy. I was an office temp for a while. I really missed that. I loved being a temp, because I would just go from office to office and be terrible at a different job for a week. And then you just get to retire like Lou Gehrig. You're like, thank you, no one will ever see me again. And they're like, goodbye. I worked at an office once on 57th Street in New York City. I was there for a couple weeks. I was in a cubicle next to this other cubicle. This woman named Misha sat in the other cubicle. I want to get the number right. I think Misha had about 900,000 photos of her daughter up in her cubicle. Almost like she was trying to solve a conspiracy about her daughter. A Beautiful Mind style. I think about Misha 2 times a week. Because of a phone call she had next to me one day. It was one of my first days, and I was sitting next to her. And her phone rang, and this was her call, and I'm quoting. Her phone rang, and she said, hello, hush! And then she hung up. Think about that 2 times a week. And I didn't know her well enough by then to be like, hey, what kind of a person are you know? Who could she have been talking to? Hello? Hush! This was a place of business. My only thought was that it was like the CEO of the company being like, Misha, help, I'm doing a crossword puzzle. I need a 4-letter word for be quiet right now. Hush, you're promoted.
I got a real solution for the stupidity that we have in this country, and they'll never let me do it. They will never let me do it. It will come from the last place we would expect. Television. You know that show where you're smarter than a 5th grader? Do you know that show? Yeah. I call it by its real name. To Catch a Predator. Here's what we do. We combine the 2 shows and have Is a Predator smarter than a 5th grader? Or To Catch a 5th grader, whatever, semantics. The point is, you take a predator and you take a 5th grader. You ask them both a series of geography questions. And if the predator gets more right, he gets to keep the kid. And I know it's terrible, but every kid who sees it's gonna study. It'd be brilliant just memorizing state capitals, like, don't put me in the van, don't put me in the van! Helena, Montana, don't put me in the van!
Please welcome Nate Bargatze.
Thanks everybody. I think it's already starting good, right there. That's a sign. It's going good so far. I think so. I think it's going pretty good. All right, maybe it's not. I think I lost you guys. I'll be honest with you. I think we're going downhill now. It's not. Ooh, we've taken a turn already. This quick. It's already happened. All right, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm going to quit comedy soon, so don't worry about it. All right, guys. I'll get out. I don't know. No. I'm not quitting. I can't quit yet, because one, it's pretty tough to quit something no one knows you do. So, yeah, there's that hurdle. And there's no one even to quit to. Even if I wanted to quit, there's no one to quit to. No one cares that I'm doing this. I don't have a boss. Like, I can't just call Cosby and be like, look, I'm out. All right, man. Yeah, I don't think it's, you know.
You know what I hate? When you're driving and you pick up a friend and they get in and they don't buckle their seatbelt up like right away, but they will like 10 minutes into the drive after you have some goofy turn. Without saying anything to you, they'll just, you know, pull that belt down. You got a problem all of a sudden? So what I do, as they're looking down, I go, these darn mosquitoes. I don't know why I let them bother me like that. I really should.
I did nothing today. Didn't feel any pressure to do anything. Some places you feel like a pressure to do something, like St. Louis, you gotta go see our arch. I don't want to. Go look at our arch. Why don't I just go to McDonald's and see 2? San Antonio, you gotta go to the Alamo. I was gonna nap. Now you gotta stand outside in blistering heat and look at a building. Can't I just say I forgot about the Alamo? You know who didn't want to go to the Alamo? The people who died at the Alamo. I bet their last thought was, I wish I didn't go to the Alamo. I thought it was a rental car company. Can you imagine that level of bravery? 187 Texans fought 2,000 of Santa Anna's finest Mexican troops, and at one point those 187 Texans just decided, we should just fight till we all die. Like if I was there, I would have been like, excuse me, I love the idea of Texas too, but have you tried this Mexican food? It is delicioso. I propose we remember the guacamole. Of course, Vegas, the big assignment, is to gamble. Nobody ever admits they gamble when they go to Las Vegas. You going to Vegas? You going to gamble?
What's this trail of tears I'm hearing about? We took their land and then moved them out west, then took their land again and then killed them all. And the little one's like, it's not the same Indians, right, Dad? I'm like, yeah, it's the same Indians. She's like, why did we do that? Oh, easy with the we, first of all. We're the Papas, we're Italian. We got here in 1945. We eat spaghettis and ride Vespas. We're lovers.
Thank God I'm funny. I don't know what I would do if I wasn't funny. I was fired from every job I ever had before this. I was actually fired as a Denny's dishwasher. That's not funny, sir. Do you know how sad that is? They didn't even know how to fire me. They had never done it in the history of Denny's. They just sent me out to take out the garbage and then lock the door behind me. I'm like, let me in. They're like, go to Wendy's. They have a program, son, for special boys like you. People often wonder if I'm retarded. No, I'm not retarded. But don't get me wrong, I'm as close to retarded as you can get and still live alone. I admit that. Yeah. If there was an island of retarded people, I would be their king. They would be like, he can cut his own meat. He will lead us. I'm retarded.
Meet Joe A,
Hi.
Joe B,
Hello.
and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect, support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Hey, AT&T customers. Frustrated you're stuck in a 3-year device contract? Bring T-Mobile your locked phone, trade it in, and T-Mobile will pay it off up to $650 and give you a new 5G phone free. Plus, you're upgrade ready in just 2 years. Free your phone now at T-Mobile.
Pay off via virtual prepaid MasterCard in 15 days. Free phone via 24 monthly bill credits for well-qualified. Plus tax. Contact us before canceling. To continue bill credits or credit stop and balance on required finance agreement is due. See T-Mobile.com.
The new crisp and refreshing Heineken Silver only has 3.2 carbs and 95 calories, and a taste that has no bitter endings. It's like all the Tuesday night cooking, but none of the kitchen cleanup. Like all the hot days, but none of the warm drinks. Heineken Silver always ends on a high note and never on a bitter one. That's all the taste, with no bitter endings. Click here to order now at Heineken.com/silver. Must be 21 plus to purchase. Please enjoy Heineken responsibly.
New York had a hurricane too, like a while back, and we got some bugs in our apartment. You know what they were? Roly-polies. That's what started coming in. Like I thought that I didn't even think they were around. I thought that was like when I was a kid. I didn't think they made it, and let me tell you, they're doing great. They have not lost one step because they were like coming. We're just finding them everywhere. So we have to email our landlord. We're like, hey, can you get someone to come spray for these bugs? And she was like, look, the only reason they're coming in is because they can sense danger. Like they can sense the hurricane. So they're just trying to get out of the hurricane. And she just left it at like, I don't even know why you're asking this. So we like emailed her back. We're like, that doesn't even, what are you talking about? Like, that doesn't make sense. I think you gotta be smarter than that to own a building. And she goes, no, I'm dead serious, all right? Animals are smarter than us. And it was like, well, all right, I don't know about us, but you know what? I'll give her, like, maybe that's why they're coming in. I don't know. Maybe that is why. That's not going to be the problem. The problem is, are they going to leave? That's the problem we're going to have. I'm fine with them coming in if they all just leave, like, after the hurricane, and they're like, look, I'm sorry about this, but you saw what it was like out there. Yeah, we left some money on the dresser, so... And you're like, all right, I didn't know y'all were going to be good dudes about this. Thanks, I really appreciate it.
We used to love peanut butter. Still do. I saw something in the store the other day that I don't understand. That peanut butter and jelly in the same jar. Is there a point to that? I mean, I'm lazy, but I want to meet the guy that needs that. Some guy going, you know, I could go for a sandwich, but I'm not gonna open 2 jars. I can't be opening and closing all kinds of jars. Cleaning who knows how many knives. If you're that lazy, why not put croutons in there? Get the whole sandwich on a spoon, you know, just scooping it out. Oh, scrumptious. I think I'm gonna have another one. Delectable, as was the first, huh? Or if you don't want to clean the spoon, you put it on a squeeze bottle. Lunch and no cleanup. Can life get better? I submit that it cannot.
Because inherently we're trusting. We're very trusting of elevators. We're like, what is this, a casket on a string? Let's hop on. I don't know, it works, but if it shakes, we'll giggle. We giggle because we realize no one's driving the elevator. We're like, we're all gonna die. Should we press one of these buttons or climb through the trap door in the ceiling that leads to every Bruce Willis movie? What do we do? We also giggle because there's no talking on an elevator, right? You get on an empty elevator, you and a friend, and you're like, I'll tell you later. It's like a den of awkwardness. You just stand there like, are we supposed to kiss? What are we doing? It's very strange. Not as awkward as a stairwell. You ever been in an abandoned stairwell by yourself? You encounter strangers coming the other way. There's always that moment where you meet eyes. You're like, if you don't rate me, I won't rate you. What are you doing in this? What am I doing in this? Are we in an episode of Law and Order? But we volunteer for these awkward situations. Sometimes we pay to participate. Like water parks, those are fun, but there's always that moment where you're like, is this a meeting of people I don't want to see in swimsuits? Because there are people walking around water parks with a confidence that they shouldn't have. And you almost admire it. You're like, you go away from me. You try and figure it out. You're like, is it the fumes from the toxic chemicals combined with the children's urine? What gives you that swagger that would make Beyonce blush? But you don't want to be judgmental. You're like, you know what? They're there for their kids. I'm here for my kids. And compared to them, I look like Magic Mike. So, God bless them.
This is so great. Thank you for coming. You're here. That's great. You all showed up. I appreciate it. And then we showed up, so you got to see the things that you paid to see. That's great. You don't always get to see the things that you paid to see. Ever been to the goddamn zoo? Those guys are never where they're supposed to be. Every time I go to the zoo, I'm like, hey, where's the jaguar? And the zoo guy is like, oh, he must be in the inside part. The inside part? Tell him we're here. I love doing stand-up for crowds because this right here, this reminds me of assembly in grade school. And assembly was the only part of school I ever liked. And once you leave school, you don't get to have assembly. This is the closest we get in adult life to assembly. Because look at you all, you're just sitting there in chairs, looking at a guy with absolutely no expertise who's gonna talk for a while. Although this is different than assembly, because like you bought tickets, you knew this was coming. Assembly, you never knew was coming when you were a kid. You just showed up at 8 a.m. and they were like, put down your stuff. Go to the gym. You're like, God, I guess they're finally gonna kill us all, all right. This is younger than I thought it would be, but we are pretty big assholes. You get to the gym and the whole school is sitting on the floor. You're like, what are we, about to graduate from Tuesday? My principal would always come out to kick things off. She'd be like, children, rather than continue to teach you how to read, we have cleared the entire day for this random guy. I used to smoke crack. As you 7- and 8-year-olds probably know, freebasing is the greatest orgasm known to man. But I'm here to tell you there's hope. I've been sober now 2 weeks. Well, weekdays, not weekends. Weekends, that's Nunzio's time. I was once at assembly listening to a guy talk about smoking crack. My social studies teacher yelled at me. He goes, "Sit up straight, show some respect." I was like, he's smoking cocaine. Sit up straight, he's standing on a 45-degree angle, or as junkies call it, first position. I always got yelled at assembly. That's right, there was always like assembly, and then there was like that second assembly to yell at you for how you behaved at the first assembly. I'd be like, "Get in here, sit down, sit down, sit down. I want to talk about what happened yesterday." You're like 8 years old, you're like, "What's yesterday?" We invite a woman here with homemade puppets to teach you about bullying through skits, and you laugh at this woman? We noticed you had all been bullying each other and making fun of everything constantly, so we invite a woman with straight gray hair in a denim dress with a wrist cast and homemade puppets that all have the same voice to teach you about bullying through skits, and you ha, laugh it up. What was so funny about that woman? I want to know. What was so funny about when she couldn't fit the box of puppets back into the trunk of her Dodge Neon? What was so hilarious that you all ran to the windows? Well, you all missed a valuable lesson on the danger of cliques. What's a clique? It's when a group of people hang out together. Oh, you mean like having friends? No. Because these people make fun of other people. Oh, you mean like having friends?
I remember the first time I fell in love, I was in high school, and it was that first time where you fall in love and you're just like, "This is it, I found her. I'm 17 years old and I'm done," you know? Her name was Amanda, and she was like adorable and funny. And what was really exciting for me is that she was like a delinquent. Like I was like this play-by-the-rules school citizen, and she had been expelled from her previous school for dealing acid, which I thought was a really strong quality. Like at one point, she was like, it was totally messed up because it wasn't even me, it was this other girl, and I was framed. And I was just like, awesome. Like no one would ever frame me for anything. I thought it was like an opposites attract situation. She wanted to know what it was like to hang out with someone in student government who writes for the newspaper, and I wanted to know what it was like to be cool. At one point, I was like, "Do you want to write an article for the newspaper?" She goes, "I don't want to write an article. I want to do things people write articles about." I was like, good answer. I find that when you fall in love, you tend to overlook certain red flags. One of them was that she would say really mean stuff to me, but then she would pull it back. She'd be like, "No one likes you at all. Only kidding." Or like, "You're like a nerd, but you're not even smart." Just joking. Can't choose who you love. Second red flag with Amanda was that she was a liar. And I don't mean that in an offensive way. Like lying was kind of like it's like a sport at the school I was at. I transferred from the all-boys school to this co-ed school. There was this one guy in my class named Keith Robbins who was a legendary liar. You'd know when he was lying because he would lick his finger like a bookie, and he would dart his eyes from side to side. And he'd go, yeah, nice, you know, and he wasn't even handling money. Like, I don't even know what this is about. And then he would lie about things that were sort of insignificant. He'd be like, "Yeah, my uncle's Tony Robbins, motivational speaker. Yeah, nice," you know. And we found out that that wasn't even true, but even if that were true, that wouldn't be impressive to a bunch of high school students. But I think that's the Jedi level of lying, is you lie about little stuff and no one notices when you're lying about big stuff. It's like banking. The final red flag with Amanda was that she told me not to tell anyone that she was my girlfriend. I know. I'm in the future. Also, I think we can all see now. Because we're so smart and Mike's so dumb. And now I can also see in retrospect that's a much bigger red flag than I perceived it to be at the time. But I was so excited she was even with me at all. And she said she had another boyfriend at home, but they were in the process of breaking up, but it was a bad time because his parents were sick. And so I tried to be understanding of that, and I went along with it for a few months until she invited me to meet her parents. And I thought, well, this is the affirmation that I need. I'm gonna be crowned as the main boyfriend. And I drive my mom's station wagon to Amanda's parents' house, and I walk in the front door, and there's Amanda, and there's her parents, and it's going well. And a few hours go by, and this other guy comes over to the house, and his name is Scott. And I'm assuming he's like a family friend or a relative. And slowly I'm noticing similarities between Scott and things that Amanda has said about her other boyfriend. They're both in their first year in college, and they're competitive wrestlers. And it's dawning on me that I'm hanging out with my girlfriend's boyfriend. And it's going pretty well. I mean, he seemed like a nice guy. I could totally see what she saw in him. There was some consolation that when he would go in the other room to the kitchen or the bathroom, she would hold on to my hand and she would say, "I wish it were just you and me here." And I remember thinking, you could make that happen. The way she said it was as though she weren't involved in the decision process. Like, I'd love to, but the boys in corporate. Well, the day took an even stranger turn when Scott suggested that we go hang out at his house. And I met his parents. It is indescribable meeting your girlfriend's boyfriend's parents for the first time. Part of you is angry for obvious reasons, but then part of you still wants to make a good impression. Maybe if this goes well, she'll see that I'm good with adults in general. As a side note, his parents seemed in perfect health. At one point, his dad even said to me, "How do you know Amanda?" And I said, "We're just friends from school." And I was so ashamed, and I felt so dumb, and I drove home, and I remember thinking, I am never gonna let this happen to me again.
No matter where you're headed, Citgo is a good place to start. Whether you're off to a music fest in the city or dance recital in the suburbs, Citgo top-tier Tri-Clean gasoline helps your engine run smoother and cleaner along the way. Tri-Clean is designed to keep fuel injectors, intake valves, and cylinders clean, preventing hesitation, rough idling, and poor drivability. Plenty of good reasons why when you start with Citgo, you're good to go.
Strike!
Tell me something I don't know, Ump.
Well, unlike that nasty curveball, there aren't any surprises when you finance your next car with Carvana. You get real terms personalized for you right in your strike zone.
Really?
Steer-right!
How am I supposed to focus when you're telling me about Carvana?
Well, Slugger, you gotta keep your eye on the ball. Just like you can keep an eye on your customized down and monthly car payments.
I can customize those?
He's out and on his way to finance his next car with Carvana.
Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get pre-qualified today. We'll drive you happy at Carvana.
At Metro by T-Mobile, you get 5G starting at $25 per line for your family. And you get a free Samsung Galaxy 5G. How could you not love a deal this good? Switch to Metro and get 4 lines of 5G for $25 a line, plus a free Samsung Galaxy A14 5G with a 50-megapixel triple camera system. More for your money, only at Metro. Free via rebate with eligible port-ins. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
And I'm still learning about my wife, Oh, I married a talker. 16 years together, still coming up with new stuff to say. Every goddamn day. She starts from the minute she gets up till about a half hour after she falls asleep. She talks. She'll talk to anybody. The housekeeper at the hotel doesn't speak any English at all. My wife doesn't care. Then my mother said she didn't like my hair. Can you believe that? This poor woman's like, oh no. Terrible. Then we come home, starts talking to the cats. Cats, they don't speak any language at all. My wife just sees 2 ears, like I should fill those with talking noises. How many times have I told you not to go on the counter? We talk about this every day. Cat's like, meow, meow. That's terrible, meow.
I love doing comedy. There was a time I was going to quit. I was going to quit early on. I tried, then there was no one to quit to. No one. Here's why I do it. I think why. My dad is an entertainer as well. He's a magician. Still is a magician. Started as a clown. Just, I don't want to come off like I come from some rich magic family. And I'm better than you guys. He paid his dues, his clown dues. It's weird when your dad's a clown. It's weird every day. I never trusted clowns, Like, have you ever been yelled at by a clown? I have. Do you know how confusing that is to get screamed at by a guy who's got a smile painted on his face? You're like, is this not the same clown those kids are going to see outside? He was a clown till I was about 12 and 13. And that's about as long as you want your dad to be a clown. When you're 6 and 7, there's perks. Absolutely. By the time you get 12 and 13, kids at school are like, is he still doing that? You're like, off and on, all right, guys? Yeah, he is almost full-time magic, so... it's funny too when I tell people that my dad was a clown. There are people just like, oh, I hate clowns. It's like, hey, remember that time I just said my dad was a clown? I just said that. You're just like, I hate your father.
Some things haven't changed, and you have to learn to accept. Closet vision. My wife has had closet vision for the entire 20 years of our marriage. She does nothing to try to get rid of it. Maybe some of you understand this. We'll have a date to go out. She goes through the same ritual every time. She gets in the shower, she gets out of the shower. She wraps herself in a towel, she stands in front of her mirror, does her hair, does her makeup. Then she goes to her closet, and she goes blind for an hour. I'm telling you, Jeff, there's nothing to wear in here. Every now and then she'll come out of the closet holding something. What do you think of that? I think that's beautiful. Oh, you're just saying that. You're right, you caught me again. Just wanted to get to the restaurant before they changed management one more time. It's amazing how quick her vision comes back once she's dressed. Because that's when she'll look over at me and go, ooh, you're not wearing those clothes out, are you? These are my practice clothes. Only had them on for the last hour and a half. Went out of style while I was waiting for you to get dressed.
But I have a newfound respect for doctors, I do. Because when you think about it, unless we're sick, we listen to absolutely nothing doctors tell us. They're like, you should lose weight. Never gonna happen. What else you got? You should exercise. Does eating French fries count? Get out of my office. I don't even listen when I bring my kids to the doctor. The doctor's like, to avoid an infection. I'm like, my wife's like, what'd the doctor say? Don't pick the scab. I don't listen to nerds. That was the only time I would ever see a doctor is when I bring my kids in. Sometimes I try and horn in on a pediatric appointment. The doctor would be like, how's little Mikey doing? Mikey's good, he's good. He's a little worried about this mole I have on my arm. Yeah, I explained to Mikey that I've always had the mole, but Mikey thinks it might have changed colors. Jim, would you like to make an appointment? No, it's Mikey, he just needs a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the mole. I know Mikey doesn't want to play the Hippocratic Oath card, but you have to tell us, don't you?
You guys been to New Orleans? New Orleans? I love New Orleans, man. It's one of the greatest cities on earth. It's also one of the sleaziest cities on earth. Just walk down Bourbon Street, you'll know what I'm talking about. Just walk down Bourbon Street. Every place you go into off of Bourbon Street has its own little stripper. I went to Burger King, got a lap dance with the order fries. Supersize me. And during Mardi Gras, forget about it, dude. That place is out of control during Mardi Gras. I think if the devil were to show up at Mardi Gras, he'd be like, holy shit. These people need rules. I'm out of here. Yes, that's how the devil leaves in my brain. Yeah, of course. He throws a smoke bomb. And he's the genie, apparently. I don't know I did that. Some hurricane drinks I got down there. You ever have a hurricane drink? They're good. Tasty. They're too good. They sneak up on you. You know? It's not like a real hurricane you can see coming 2 weeks ahead of time. These things come out of nowhere, man, and you were leveled. And you feel like a hurricane because the room will start spinning. You know? You flood your pants. It works on a hurricane!
Jenny says, I think that we should just break up. You know, it's not just this. I mean, you're away a lot of the time. And even when you're here, you work at night and I work in the day. I just don't think it's gonna work out. And I said, okay. And we were apart for about 6 months and I missed her so much, but I kept resisting calling her because I wanted to give her space. And every once in a while, I'd get a glimmer of hope in the form of a text message from Jen, Irish pub, nice. And it would just say, hi. And I'd write back, hi. It was the smallest form of communication two people could have with one another, but I think in some ways kept us together. And finally on New Year's, I caved in and I called her. I said, hey, I really miss you and I want to see you. And we got together for coffee and we hit it off just like we used to, and we decided we would get back together. We had a great period there, you know. I took her to get a license and a passport. First, we went for her social security card, and then we took that to the DMV, and then we mailed all of that to the government for a passport. It was like that triple crown of identifications. Jenny was wildly identifiable, and one night she was heading back from my apartment to hers, and she stops. And I said, what? And she says, I think that we should live together. And I said, no, I really don't think that's a good idea. You know, I've just decided, you know, as a principle, I'm not gonna get married or live with someone. It's not personal. And she said, well, unless we live together, I just don't think it's gonna work out because we just don't see each other enough, and I don't think that we stand a chance. That's how I feel. So we moved in together.
The new crisp and refreshing Heineken Silver only has 3.2 carbs and 95 calories, and a taste that has no bitter endings. It's like all the satisfaction of a well-crafted email, but none of the missed typos. Like all the hot days, but none of the warm drinks. Heineken Silver always ends on a high note and never on a bitter one. That's all the taste, with no bitter endings. Click here to order now at Heineken.com/silver. Must be 21 plus to purchase. Please enjoy Heineken responsibly.
When you download the Kroger app, you have easy access to savings every day. Get the most out of weekly sales and receive personalized coupons to save on your favorite items, all while earning 1 fuel point for every $1 spent. Kroger makes it easy to save while you shop, whether it's in-store or online, so you get the most value out of every trip, every time. Download the Kroger app now to save big on your next purchase. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Must have a digital account to redeem offers. Restrictions may apply. See site for details.
Wake up, people. You are optimizing every waking hour of your life. From carpooling kids, to work, to friends, and everything in between. You have to get sleep, and a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements, learning how you sleep, so you learn to sleep better, night after night. Sleep next level, only from Sleep Number.
And now save up to $500 on the new Sleep Number Smart Bed, plus free home delivery when you add an adjustable base. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
I just don't want to look stupid. You know the ultimate in looking like an idiot? It's when you walk into a spider web, right? Because nobody else sees that spider web. They just see you walking off in the distance, suddenly flipping out for no reason whatsoever. You're just walking along, everything's fine, all of a sudden, no! Ah! Hey, did you see that guy? He just snapped. He was walking along and just went nuts through that tree. Look, he's still doing it. I don't know what happened to him. It's the same thing when a little bee starts chasing you around. Nobody sees the bee, they just see you, just trying to brush it. People off in the distance. Hey, is that guy waving to us? Hey, how you doing? No! Ah!
Have you guys seen the movie Final Destination? If you haven't, great choice. But here's enough information to make this hilarious for everybody. The movie's about a boy who gets on a plane, the plane takes off, explodes, everybody dies, but then the boy wakes up before that happened. It was a vision of the future. He's now on the plane before it's taken off. He's like, we gotta get out of here, this is gonna blow! So they kick him off the plane, because that's what would happen if you make a scene like that in real life. So far, realistic movie. So, he's off the plane, it does take off, it does explode just like he saw in his vision. He's cheated death. Death then haunts him and follows him for the rest of the movie, which is what happens if you cheat death in a crappy movie. So, I get to the end of this hour and a half of my life, I'm like, what a crap fest. Then I wake up in the theater before it started. I'm like, we gotta get out of here, this is gonna blow. I leave and it haunts me the rest of my life. Every time I get in a plane, they're like, today's movie is Final Destination. I leave, the plane explodes, also the theater exploded. I gotta stop bringing bombs everywhere I go, I guess. Sorry to spoil that book, but last time I was on a plane, they showed the movie Marley and Me, and the surprise twist is I watched it. I won't spoil too much by telling you who Me is, but go see it for yourself.
I have to admit, I'm a little disappointed by the number of Tim Hortons in town. There's some, but you go to some cities in Canada, and the number of Tim Hortons is uncomfortable. Like you drive by the fifth one, and you're like, is this a Tim Hortons theme park? Are we sure they're only selling coffee and donuts? Canadians, you guys are always like, that's our Dunkin' Donuts. That's our Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, in America, we don't have Dunkin' Donuts on every block. Tim Hortons is like America's stop sign. Now I've seen some Tim Hortons in America, and whenever I see a Tim Hortons in America, I always have the same thought. Don't force your culture on us. But you wouldn't know how that feels. Last week, I went to a Canadian Tire store. I don't want to brag. I was kind of surprised to find out they sell more than tires. I don't know why I would think they'd only sell tires. It's not like the store is called Canadian Tire. How important are tires to you people? You know how people love shopping for tires? We lure them in with the tires. And then, boom, we sell them a blender. Nobody in Canada even sounds like that guy.
No one can deal. How about these people with the fake service dogs? You see these creeps? Fake service, there's real service dogs that help real people. Then a girl shows up with a Pekingese sticking out of a Hello Kitty handbag and acts like it's working. And how little do you have to think of yourself to scam a certificate and show it at the gate? I have to have this puppy with me on this flight or I'm gonna lose my marbles. Oh, by all means, welcome aboard. What could possibly go wrong with your crazy ass? At 40,000 feet. I got on a flight the end of last year. There was a woman next to me. I'm not making any of this up. Middle seat. She turned to me. She had a Chihuahua in a baby Bjorn. I swear to head, penis, legs, and dog arms. The look of humiliation in this animal's face. He was just like, I apologize. We normally walk. We've been walking up till now. I'm gonna have to get pants. This is upsetting. Can't reach.
Oh. My parents are at a level with technology that is unbelievable. I mean, I was driving with my mom when I was home, and she was on the speakerphone on her car, and she was leaving a message for someone. And she said, "We can't come to your dinner party because Michael's home and we promised we'd take him out for pizza." And then she pressed what she thought was the end button on the phone, and she looked over and goes, "I just made that up." And then I pressed the end button on the phone, and the moral of the story is, if you're not good with technology, don't be cocky about it. I think we've reached this point in civilization where there's too much technology and a shortage of people who know how to use that technology responsibly. I mean, no one reads the manuals anymore. No one even reads the bullet points they give you because you're not going to read the manuals. People just get the phones. They're like, "I got a phone. I'm going for a jog," you know? I was in a movie theater recently. The guy next to me answered his phone during the movie, and he answered it by saying, and I quote, he said, "Who dis?" So not only was he willing to talk to someone during the movie, he was willing to talk to anyone during the movie. These cell phone companies creep me out, man, because they all hook you into a plan. And it's not like if you don't go according to plan, they're cool with it. It's always like 500 anytime minutes for $60. And if you go over that, we shoot you in the dick. Oh my God, not the dick shooting plan. Please. This is degrading. I am at the mall, you know. And they can do that because there's only like 3 companies, you know. There's no like mom and pop cell phone company like Jack and Irma's Magic Phones, you know, like, I like Jack and Irma because they're old and they know phones, you know. One day I couldn't pay my bill and Jack said, "Can you babysit on Tuesday?"
I'm trying to be cool. I'm thinking of getting a tattoo. But I want to get a tattoo that's unique, you know? I don't want a tattoo like everybody else. So I want to get a tattoo of a blender. A big one on my chest, you know? Then when I go to the public pool, take my shirt off, Everyone will be spellbound. They'd be like, is that a blender? Born to frappe. I have unusual tattoo ideas. I think someone should get a tattoo of a dozen Easter eggs, but tell the tattoo artist to hide them. You get back in shape, you might find a golden egg.
Also, I want to tell you guys, I live in New York City. It's a fun place. I live in like a very kind of family-oriented neighborhood. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's a popular trend now. People like they'll have a family and they'll buy a minivan, right? Then they buy these like little decals, these stick figures, to represent the members of the family, and they put them on the back window of the SUV, right? The dog. That's right. Yeah. It's kind of odd to me. It's almost like they're advertising, like, don't crash, because this is what you'll be hurting if you... Or they're bragging. I don't know. Anyway, I'm walking down the street in my neighborhood. I see a minivan. It's parked. It has just the dad sticker on it. Oh, my God. Someone murdered their whole family. They're giving us a clue. Could have been something positive. Maybe it was just like a single guy who was really optimistic and just bought a family starter pack, you know? Like a crappy minivan and like a dad sticker, like, it'll happen one day. It could have been a divorce, that'd be sad. If it was a divorce, that means someone went to the trouble to go out to the minivan and scrape the rest of the family off. We're taking the stickers too, dickhead.
Wake up, people. You are optimizing every waking hour of your life. From carpooling kids, to work, to friends, and everything in between. You have to get sleep, and a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements, learning how you sleep, so you learn to sleep better, night after night. Sleep next level, only from Sleep Number.
And now save up to $500 on the new Sleep Number Smart Bed, plus free home delivery when you add an adjustable base. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
Too late isn't in your vocabulary. Reach your next goal at University of Maryland Global Campus. Apply now and save with no application fee. Undergraduate and most graduate courses start August 16th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate by Chev.
Hey there, Spotify listeners. We know you love listening to your favorite artists, songs, playlists, and podcasts. But we love listening to you. So let's talk. Click or tap now to take part in our short survey. We'd love to hear from you, and your feedback means a lot to us. Sound good? Great. Just hit the banner now.
People are resharing Reels more than 2 billion times a day. Shouldn't your brand have a share of that? With Meta, every connection is an opportunity. It's your world. Meta. Learn more at facebook.com/business/connection.
Yeah, I want to stay single for a while. I don't want to have kids right away. People have kids like way too fast. That is too much to deal with. No, when I do have kids though, I hope they come out British. Dude, how sweet would that be? Little British kids, you ever see them in the movies? So excited, everything they say sounds cool. They're like, hello, hello, I love you, daddy. I love you too, British kid. All right, nice. So fun. You can't be mad at your British kid. It's impossible. You have a regular kid, he's like, Dad, I wet my pants. You're like, shit. You have a British kid, he's like, Daddy, I went wee-wee in me britches. You're like, what? That is awesome, British kid. Way to go, buddy. Way to go. Cheerio. Yeah, Cheerios. I love that cereal. Cheerios.
It does appear you guys struggled with naming things a little bit. It's like Regina, Moose Jaw. Do you want people to go these places? And then, of course, there's the St. John's fiasco. St. John, New Brunswick, and then right next to it, St. John's, Newfoundland. I'm saying this like you don't know. We know! We live here, we know! But it never came up? Nobody took a boat from one place to the other one. Hey, that other place has the same name as this place. Nobody confronted Newfoundland like, hey, Newfoundland, St. John, New Brunswick is the oldest city in Canada, so don't use that name. And Newfoundland's like, okay. Oh, shoot. Well, what happened? No, that is different. It's different. Our capital, St. John's. That's the same name. No, it's different. You spell out Saint, and ours is just ST, so it could stand for street. Does yours stand for street? No, it stands for Saint. But ours ends with an apostrophe S, so it's possessive. So, like, when St. John comes back, he's gonna be like, where do I go? I don't know where I go. He's gonna go to the Virgin Islands. Who are we kidding?
I saw one guy in line at the supermarket. He was buying cheap toilet paper. I had a comment. It was 4 rolls for 89 cents. It can't be good, right? I said, you get better toilet paper. Don't you like yourself? I've been really broke. I always got good toilet paper. It's a line you don't cross. You say to yourself, the bills are late, but the toilet paper's good. Things will be okay. We have so many blessings that we don't count in a day. Have you tried that Charmin Ultra? Oh, you can make a suit out of that. Is that Versace? Charmin. No dry cleaning, you just flush it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. See you later, everybody. Thanks so much for being here tonight.
One day Jenny gets an invitation to the wedding of one of her friends, and she invites me to come along, and I said, oh, no thanks. That doesn't go over so well. She says, why? And I said, well, as you know, I don't believe in marriage, and so I don't buy into the flamboyant pageantry that goes into celebrating it. She said, well, what do you believe in? I said, I don't know. She said, well, if you don't believe in anything, how can you not believe in marriage? And I said, well, first of all, it just doesn't seem necessary. I mean, marriage is an archaic institution invented in the Middle Ages based on exchanging property. I don't want to be a part of that. Second of all, I don't even think we have a common cultural understanding of what marriage even is. I mean, one of me and Andy's friends was about to get engaged, and we were skeptical, and we said, are you sure this is the person you want to be with for the rest of your life? And he goes, yeah, I think so. And we said, well, what if she gets in a car accident and she's disfigured? Would you stay with her then? And he said, maybe. That is not an acceptable answer. Third of all, if I'm so in love, why does it need to be written into a government contract? And I'm not one of these, like, I don't want government up in my business kind of people. I think the government does a nice job delivering the mail and suggesting I don't eat poison. But I just don't understand why they need to be involved in my personal relationship. Then finally, if marriage is religious, shouldn't I believe in the religion? I've been to more weddings than my friends where the people on the altar don't believe in the religion of the church they've invited us to. Some of them even go to classes with the priest in advance to more elaborately lie about believing in a religion they don't believe in, just to have a wedding in a fancy building. That is insane! That's how I feel! So I explained this to Jenny. And Jenny says, well, if you ever did want to get married, I would marry you. And I said, why? Aren't you listening to any of this? And Jenny says, that's how I feel.
See weird things driving. I've never understood log trucks. Sometimes you'll be out on a highway, you'll see two big giant trucks, each loaded up with logs, and they pass each other on the highway. I don't understand that. I mean, if they need logs over there, and they need them over there, you'd think a phone call would save a whole lot of trouble. You had logs? But I was told you got an order for them. Logs, bring logs. That's what I did, I brought the logs.
I just like old-fashioned things. I was in Connecticut recently doing white people stuff, and yeah. One day, well, it doesn't matter why, but I was sitting in a gazebo, and there was a plaque on the gazebo, and it said, this gazebo was built by the town in 1863. That is in the middle of the Civil War, and the whole town built a gazebo. What was that town meeting like? Like, all right, everyone, first order of business. We have all the telegrams from Gettysburg with the war dead. Let's see here. Okay, everyone's husband and brother, and everyone died. Okay, Josiah, you had something? Yes, I do. How'd you like to be indoors and out of doors all at once? Ever walking through the park with your betrothed and it starts to rain, but you still want to hold hands? Well, may I introduce you to, and my condolences again to everyone, the gazebo! Building a gazebo during the Civil War. That'd be like doing stand-up comedy now. Yes. Thank you for clapping at my political gazebo material. I'm very brave.
What kind of panties do you wear, Joanna? I like sexy panties. What kind of panties do you wear? Stop laughing, just look. Are they thong panties? I like the thong panties. Some panties have sayings on them. There's so many different kinds of panties. It's wonderful. I want to meet Mr. Panty and thank him. I was at this girl, she was wearing crotchless panties. And I know I was supposed to be turned on by that, but I was a little weirded out. Because I was thinking, how many guys do you have to have sex with before you're like, you know, I can't keep taking these panties on and off. I have things to do. I have music to distribute. I can't be taking off the panties all the time. I need some way to expedite the process. All the music that could be given to the kids. If only my panties. I think panties should be more a part of everybody's life. That's why my favorite sport is women's tennis. Have you ever watched that? You can see their panties. That is so smart. The first time I saw it, I was like, holy shit. Nobody say anything. They should do that with every women's sport, except basketball, because then their balls would hang out. That's controversial. I'm controversial.
Fresh produce is the best produce. That's why at Kroger, we invest in local farmers to bring you the freshest seasonal picks. So no matter how you shop, your local produce always tastes 100% fresh, or you get a 100% refund, guaranteed. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
We've locked in low prices to help you save big store-wide. Look for the locked in low prices tags and enjoy extra savings throughout the store. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Feel every beat of summer at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Catch live concerts by Maddie and Tay, Flo Rida, and more. Rock to the rhythms of the Coke Studio DJ Dance Party. Escape the storm on the all-new Dark Coaster. And discover more world-class thrills and all-new shows. Turn up the fun after sundown during summer nights. And enjoy the ice-cold refreshment of Coca-Cola all day. Only at Busch Gardens. Save up to $30 on a special Coca-Cola all-day drink plus ticket offer. Refillable souvenir bottle included. Restrictions apply.
How powerful is Cox Internet? So powerful that one day, your daughter will be able to simulate a soccer match against some of the world's best players right from your backyard. Get gig speeds powered by fiber from Cox. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Internet delivered through Cox's hybrid fiber coax network. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms and other restrictions apply.
Fish. I was in Israel. Israel went down to breakfast. The entire breakfast buffet in Israel was fish, different types of disgusting fish. I know it's always comforting when a pale blonde guy is criticizing Israel. This is gonna go well. Grab your iPhone. It's this look. It's not easy looking like Hitler's wet dream, all right? This is not a good look. This is not the look you want for the tour of the Holocaust Museum. I've been to the Holocaust Museum in DC. I think everyone should go. I just suggest you don't look like me. I was walking around, people were like, he did it! That's the guy from the photo! He's not in Argentina, he's right here! Get him! Actually, I'm too pale for Hitler, right? Hitler been like, I said Aryan, not snowman. I mean, meet me halfway, people. By the way, that's how Hitler sounded. I'm Hitler, baby, ba-bum-bum-bum-bum. The Hitler man came. I'm a very pale white guy. You know, I've yet to be the victim of any type of discrimination. I have been the victim of someone assuming I'd enjoy a racist joke. Have you ever had that? You're like, well, why would you think I'd want to hear that? Hey, he looks like he'd enjoy a little hatred. Maybe this bigotry will brighten his day. If anyone would have a problem with people with pigmentation, be the pale fella. But I know what I look like. I'm not saying I don't forget. You ever forget what you look like and then you walk in front of a mirror and you're like, oh no. When did that happen? Because during the day you're like, I'm Brad Pitt, I'm John Goodman. What's wrong with John Goodman?
I know abortion is a divisive topic, but I've talked to people on both sides. And I've heard some religious people have a problem with abortion because the baby's soul doesn't get to go to heaven because it wasn't baptized. If that's the problem, I have the solution: baptize earlier. Yeah? Just some sort of in utero holy douche action, and for when your fetus is having that not so safe feeling, okay, you don't like that idea? Just how about every time you have sex, use a lube that's based in holy water, and then everything comes out. Baptize, baptize, baptize. If this is how sex looks for you, that's fine. Imagine something hilarious if you're listening to this CD, please. For that visual, I'll put it in the liner notes. My baptism sex. The point is, look, I'm not even Catholic. I'm solving your problems, okay, everybody? Think inside the box. That's all. That's all. I think in utero holy douche action, that's another contender for CD title. Don't worry, I'm keeping a list. We're recording, I can listen back. Somebody write this down. Oh, we got it, okay. Is anybody gonna remember what I said? Please, I need a court stenographer to draw me. I don't know what that means. That's who's doing my CD, stenographer. We're not gonna cut this from it, don't worry.
I performed in Lethbridge, Alberta. Lethbridge. If you don't know anything about Lethbridge, don't feel bad. Neither do people in Lethbridge. I asked them, I was like, hey, what should I know about Lethbridge? And they're like, oh. Is there anything I should know about Lethbridge? Calgary's 2 hours away. Is this like a temporary city? Did everyone just show up a month ago? We got like a bridge. A lot of those Western Canadian cities have a bridge that they tell you about. We got the longest land bridge over a small-ass body of water. I don't know if you should brag about that. That sounds like a mistake. An engineering error. We got a highway with no exits. That might be on purpose, yeah. Kitchener, I had schnitzel. Kitchener, or as I refer to it, Berlin. Because Kitchener is very German, right? Any Germans here? Yeah? That's about the extent of German pride. It helps that we're in the dark. I don't want to lose my job. That's worldwide. I was in Vienna, Austria, and they were like insistent that they were not German. We're not German. We're not German. We're totally different. I mean, we speak German, and our, our culture's German, but, and in every war we fought with Germany, but we're not German. I almost believe you.
I didn't realize how good I was with computers until I met my parents. My parents are like, what would happen if you gave a monkey a computer? They just kind of like bat it and sniff it and poop in their hands and rub it on the keys. And it's not like I know anything about computers. I know one thing. I know that if a stranger emails you an attachment, you shouldn't open it. And my parents didn't get the memo on that one, and they're lonely, so they open everything. They're just like, we got mail from XR Zebo and monkeys.tv, or whatever, I don't know. And I'm like, that is not your friend. Like fun, is that your friend? They ended up with a porn virus on their computer that was unlike anything I'd ever seen in my entire life. It was hardcore porn on the desktop, on the screensaver. The icons became dildos. A guy jumped out of the screen and was like, where's your daughter? It was literally terrifying. And my parents were so sad because when they left Circuit City, they did not think this was in the realm of possibility. My mother called me. I was upstairs. She couldn't even describe it. She was just like, Michael, something happened with the computer. And I couldn't do it. I didn't know what to do. And so for like a week, it was a very awkward week in the Bahuski household because my parents were secretly suspicious of one another, that the other person had ordered this service for the computer. Like, I'd never talked to my parents about sex, never mind our porn preferences, The closest thing to a sex talk was when I was in college. I had my first serious girlfriend, and my dad looked at me cryptically, and he goes, you're playing with fire. And that was the whole conversation. I didn't know what to say. I was like, I got a hose. I don't know. You gotta fill the awkward void with something. But I figured out how to get the virus to go away. I actually called Joe Bags, and he helped me out, and we got it to go away. But when I left the house, my parents had placed the computer in the corner of the house with the screen facing the wall, like the computer had done something wrong.
Just a side note, any guy that's ever roofied a girl, you're a piece of shit. That's fucked up. Roofie a girl. That is such bullshit. You roofie a girl? Are you kidding me? That's horrible. Don't roofie a girl. This is what I do. Creepy guys, listen up. Don't roofie a girl, that's illegal. This is what I do. When you're out drinking with a girl, all right, use the voice that she thinks she hears when she's being roofied. It's hysterical. She doesn't know what the fuck is going on. Like right when she takes a sip out of her drink, just look at her and go, how are you feeling? What? I said, how are you feeling? I don't feel good. You don't look good either. There's some guys here that are gonna try that shit tonight. I swear to God, you creepy fuckers. Don't do it at the bar across the street. You get caught. Buy a girl a drink and look at her and go, how are you feeling? And she's like, I was at that show, asshole. Sorry.
I can't believe that girls can have babies. Oh my God, you're like baby factories. Did you know that, miss? You can have a baby? Yeah, I'll show you later. Yeah, it's really fun. I love that you can't do it without us, though. We have the secret ingredient. I love that. It's almost like God made us and he is like, ooh, not so good. I'm gonna have to give them a job or something because no one's ever gonna talk to them. I'll let them hold the secret ingredient. Unlike any other secret ingredient, though, we'll just give it to anyone who asks. Any girl can just walk over in the street like, hey, can I have your secret ingredient? You're like, sure, should I put it on your face? I'll be more than happy to. That's disgusting. That's dirty. That's the internet talking, not me. That's bad. That internet.
By the way, if you spend a lot of time in the car, you have road trips, long trips, you want to kill some time, play this game. I made it up. Try to describe celebrities by using your friends. You can play for hours, you know? Like you could be like, Britney Spears. She looks like our friend Amanda, except bloated and skankier. 2 points. Denzel Washington. He looks like our friend Tony, except, you know, not Chinese. And you can keep playing for hours. Until you get to old rock stars. You can't do it. Nobody fucking looks like them, okay? You can't be like, Keith Richards, Rolling Stones. Remember your friend that drowned a couple years ago? Like that. What? Sorry, that's the best I could do. You do not have a friend that looks like Keith Richards, okay? And if you do have a friend that looks like Keith Richards, then you know Keith Richards. That's fucking awesome. That's him. Ask him for tickets.
When you download the Kroger app, you have easy access to savings every day. Get the most out of weekly sales and receive personalized coupons to save on your favorite items, all while earning 1 fuel point for every $1 spent. Kroger makes it easy to save while you shop, whether it's in-store or online, so you get the most value out of every trip, every time. Download the Kroger app now to save big on your next purchase. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Must have a digital account to redeem offers. Restrictions may apply. See site for details.
Success is picking up extra shifts, but now you want to be the boss. Success is getting your foot in the door, but now you want to take the next step. Success looks different to everyone. And for more than 75 years, University of Maryland Global Campus has helped working adults like you succeed again. Choose from more than 125 degree and certificate programs with online and hybrid courses. Apply now with no application fee and get started August 16th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate by Chev.
Tonight's gonna be epic. July 27th.
Mesmer, the hypnotist, has arrived!
I'm actually down with hypnotism. A Disney original movie.
Tonight, be your most authentic selves. 3, 2, 1.
What just happened? I don't remember anything. The night they can't remember. Where is Anna Maria?
All we need to do is follow the clues.
With friends they'll never forget. We gotta do this. For Anna Maria! The Slumber Party, a Disney original movie. Now available on Disney+.
It's fun to be married. I've never been supervised before. I'm supervised. She studies what I do, like an anthropologist. Should be like sometimes he will watch a movie on TV, even though he already owns that movie on DVD. Pointing this out to him confuses and upsets him. I had no supervision when I was a kid. We were free to do what we wanted, but also with that, no one cared about kids. I grew up before children were special. I did, very early 80s, right before children became special. Like, I remember when milk carton kids became a thing. When they were like, hey, we should start looking for some of these guys. I don't think they're just blowing off steam. No one cared about my opinion when I was a little kid. No one cared what I thought. Sometimes people would say, what do you think you're doing? But that just meant stop. They didn't actually want to know my thought process. They didn't want me to be like, well, I was gonna put this bottle rocket into this carton of eggs so that when I lit off the bottle rocket, the eggs would explode everywhere. Oh, well, that's very interesting. And what brought you to this experiment? Oh, well, thank you for asking. Well, you know how I'm filled with rage? I'm so horny and angry all the time, and I have no outlet for it, so... eggs.
We're having an election in America, so there's bound to be some Americans that threaten to move to Canada. If that person gets elected, I'm moving to Canada. I don't remember Canada extending an invitation. It's like... And I've been coming to Canada for years. Been recruited 0 times. No one's ever come to me, hey, you live in the States? You ever thought of making a move? How you feel about clam juice? He better stop with the clam jokes. It's getting too much. In my hotel, there's a youth hockey team staying there. There is a youth hockey team staying in every Canadian hotel. Are they allowed to go home? How long are these tournaments? Every time I'm in an elevator in a Canadian hotel, I feel like someone in the other room's like, send in the kids with the smelly hockey bags. There's not enough room. Just do it. Tell them we'll give them clam juice. That better be the last clam juice joke. But of course, the youth hockey league, that's all about the Canadian hockey dream, right? Parents drive their children all around Canada because there's the dream that maybe their child might be, just by chance, maybe the next Wayne Gretzky, right? And I'm here to tell you, it's probably not. There's only one great one, and I think he lives in Phoenix. Let's kill him.
I want to own a pizzeria too when I was a kid. I love pizza. I love it like I would marry it. But it'd just be an elaborate ploy to eat her whole family at the reception. The problem with marrying pizza is pizza's always hanging out with salad. Salad is like pizza's friendly but annoying friend. Salad's fine sometimes, but once in a while you gotta be like, look, salad, me and pizza want to be alone. Pizza's a great metaphor for America. You know, it started in Italy, and then we brought it over here, and then we made it better than the original, and then we invaded Iraq under false pretenses. And it's got pepperoni and sausage, and I just love it, man. I just love pizza. It's like Italy and it rules. Totally, you guys. I'm not that political as a comedian. I don't know. Like, I feel like whether you like him or not, like Bush, like seems like a fun guy. Like he's the kind of guy you invite to the barbecue because you know he's gonna start the wiffle ball game. You know, he's like wiffle ball Tony. He's like, yeah, wiffle ball Tony's here. All right, it is so on. And then one day somebody's like, we're gonna put Tony in charge of everything. And I'm like, we are? The burgers and the potato salad. I don't know if that's such a good idea. Because he's very competitive. He starts going to the neighbor's lawn, challenging them to wiffle ball games. He's like, I heard you bitches want to play wiffle ball. And they're like, we didn't say that. But he starts chucking hamburgers at them. We're like, Tony, what are you doing, man? He's like, they were going to chuck hamburgers at me. But then it turns out they don't even have hamburgers. They have hot dogs, but they only throw them at each other, so it's cool. But then people get upset. They're like, maybe we shouldn't have gone with wiffle ball Tony. Maybe we should have gone with Bookworm Steve, but he's so boring. And then one guy's like, what about Ralph? We could go with Ralph. And we're like, shut up, Ralph. This is no time for joking. People get upset about Bush, though. They're very touchy. Like, I was here last time, and this woman came up to me, and she goes, you know, he could be here. And I go, first of all, no. He's probably on vacation. Second of all, he wouldn't understand the analogy. He'd be like, hamburgers, I go for a hamburger. Because that's what he does when he doesn't understand stuff. He goes, and everyone goes, he gets it. But he doesn't. And that's why we're all gonna die. That's all I'm saying.
I feel underdressed for you people. I was gonna get all dressed up nice, but I just didn't do it. It's hard getting dressed up. You know, you look nice for about a half hour and you just feel uncomfortable. Spend thousands of dollars on clothes and you're not nearly as comfortable as when you're at home in your sweatpants. Isn't it true? Big pain on the crotch, hole in the ass. The bottoms are all frayed because you don't even lift your feet up at home. You just... That's why Casual Friday isn't really Casual Friday. Guys in khakis tucking in with a belt. Ooh, going crazy. You really came in casual? Ugh, big beer stains on you. Yeah. Sweatpants are the best. I think it's the waistband. I think that's really the key. You know, doesn't matter how fat and out of shape you are, you put on your sweats, you're in pretty good shape. Yeah, I'll have another cookie. Why not? I got plenty of room. 30s and 40s, people didn't have sweats. You see the pictures, right? They were raking leaves in three-piece suits. Playing volleyball on the beach in wedding dresses. They were angry people. Sweats came around, happy times. Didn't punch each other so much. You want to bring peace to the Middle East? Don't bring them democracy, bring them some sweats. You always see those little buggers out there throwing rocks at tanks. They're in dress shoes and slacks. Of course they're pissed off. That's why I want to get really old. My grandmother, that's all she wears is sweatpants. That's old people, they love the sweats. They do. Them and gangster rappers. My Nana and P. Diddy are exactly the same.
And this show is it's going way better than one I did once where they brought up all the comedians to music that I guess they thought was appropriate to our backgrounds. Like a black gentleman one on before me was brought up to hip hop, which is cool. I, being Jewish, brought up to the Price is Right theme song, and I found that offensive, though not inaccurate. So We've had it rough, is all. We've had it rough. I have some distant cousins that got sucked into one of these pyramid schemes, you know, building them in Egypt. Is that too soon? Okay. That's beautiful. I do think the Jewish Messiah is coming soon, though. And I think it's got to be an octopus. Because that's the only thing that'll really make sense for us to crucify on the Jewish star. Plus, he could light the whole menorah at once, already walks on water. It's perfect, everybody. Plus, he's already seafood, much like the Jesus fish doesn't even have to transubstantiate if you want to eat your Messiah, which I hear is important to some. And do you guys think that Jesus would have used waterfalls as like a Stairmaster? We both have aquatic saviors, everybody.
What's your favorite sexual position, Joanna? Just between us, yeah. I won't tell anyone. Uh-oh, Zach is your boyfriend or something? Oh my God. You don't mind that I'm talking to Joanna, do you? You don't mind? All right, good. Do you mind if you leave? I don't have a favorite. This one girl's like, what's your favorite sexual position? And I'm like, the one where my penis goes in your vagina. That's a good one. I like that one. That's my favorite. The only one I don't like is, I don't like when the girl's on top. No, I don't like that a lot. And my last girlfriend, she's like, that's because you have control issues and you fear a woman in a position of power. And I was like, right. And also because your vagina slips off a lot. But mostly that control thing, whatever you mean. So how long have you and Zach been going out? How long have you been dating, Zach? 5 months? Oh my God, that's good. What do you do for a living, Zach? You work at GE? That's cool. How many times have you been on The Tonight Show? I'm making conversation. No, you're a handsome guy. That's okay. You're a good guy. That's nice. You're a nice guy. You're laughing. You think I'm funny, right? You're not upset with me? Okay, good. I'm funny.
Summer is just about over, which means it's time for a vacation. A vacation for your lawn, that is. Summer heat and humidity take a toll on your grass, but aeration and seeding from Virginia Green can help it recover. We use the latest equipment to double core aerate your soil and a proprietary weed-free seed that produces a healthy green lawn. So this fall, give your lawn a vacation with Virginia Green. Get your free estimate today at virginiagreen.com.
Digging season is here. Before you put a shovel in the ground to install that new mailbox or fence, don't forget to contact 811. Contractors, excavators, and homeowners must contact 811 by phone or online before starting any digging project to have underground utility lines marked. Damaging these lines can cause injuries, utility service interruption, property damage, civil penalties, or worse. So dig with care. Contact 811 before you dig. Allow the time required for marking, respect the marks, and then excavate carefully. Learn more at virginianaturalgas.com.
Bath County, Virginia is an outdoor adventurer's paradise. Explore pristine forests and hiking trails. Fish crystal clear lakes, rivers, and streams. Bike miles of open trails. Soak in healing mineral baths. Bath County has something for every outdoor adventurer. To be honest, we have more trees than people out here. Enjoy it all in Bath County this weekend.
I forgot to tell you, when I was had a weird thing at the airport not too long ago. I was standing in line. I was behind this white guy, and he was arguing with this black guy behind the counter. And the reason I tell you that is because when I hear him argue, I overhear the white guy try to play the white race card, which if you're like, oh, I didn't even know we had a card. I don't think we do, actually. This guy got one somehow. And I just hear him go, what is it, because I'm white? Is that why you're doing this to me, because I'm white? So then he looks around to try to find, like, backup, a white guy, so he sees me. He's like, hey, are you gonna get involved in this? Can you believe this is still going on after all we've been through? And I was like behind him, and I was like, what? No, man, I'm not ready for something like this. I think you're the first guy ever to try this, to be honest with you. I'm not prepared at all. If you wanted me to help you, you should have pulled me aside much earlier than right now. Should have grabbed me an hour ago and be like, look, I'm gonna try to make history today. Do you want to be a part of this or not? And it all backfired. The guy he said it to was mixed race. So the guy was like, my mom's white. So now it's weird. People are just looking and they've surrounded us. They want to fight like, they just lumped me in with this guy. So I was like, all right, everybody, let's take it easy. We were just practicing to see if we're ready for something like this. And we're not. We're not ready. Yeah, it's too soon. So we're gonna meet back in 100 years. If I could get everybody's email, that'd be great. That'd be terrific. Just sign this. So that's coming up. So that's exciting. Stuff to look forward to, you know. I don't know.
Woke up today at 7 a.m. Got out of bed around 1:30. Because I need a good reason to get out of bed, like fire. And that won't even get me out of bed. One time I was in a hotel, the fire alarm went off. I didn't even get out of bed. I was like, that's a test. I bet my life that's a test. I don't understand the morning people. Even on my day off, I'll get up at 6. We should be able to hit these people. I'm jealous. Yes, hatred. Applaud hatred. But in reality, I'm jealous. I mean, you have to understand, my role models were the grandparents in that movie, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I remember watching that movie as a kid and seeing the scene with the grandparents in bed and thinking, I like these people. I like what they're all about. They were in bed full time. What if we did this till we died? They weren't even watching television. They were looking at the other grandparents. How's your bed? It's good. It's good. It's the same as your bed. They were so into bed. They lived in poverty. Their grandson got a golden ticket where he could win an entire chocolate factory, and only one of the grandparents got out of bed. The other three were like, hey, good luck, Charlie. You win the factory and make me a chocolate bed. Typically, I have to get up early because I have young children and they want to experience things like life. What are we doing today? Well, I was hoping to nap. Can we go outside? It's closed.
So I lean in to kiss Jenny, and she says, oh, no, thank you. She agrees to go out with me in New York. We're both living in New York, and she gave me her number, and I typed it in my phone. From that point on, she would be Jen, Irish pub, nice. A few weeks later, I took her out to a restaurant I couldn't afford to show her how much money I could put on my credit card. We're out to dinner, and she says to me, she goes, everyone hates me at work. And I said, why would they hate you? I love you. She goes, you love me? I go, I mean, you seem cool. I pulled it back. I didn't want to show all my cards. Just about 9 of them. One of the other things that she said of note on this date is she said, you know, sometimes I'll date 2 people at once, and that way I'm never let down by either person. I said, that seems like a really smart plan. Like, I'd like to do that as well. And she said, I'm still kind of seeing my ex-boyfriend, John, and you can see other people too, but you have to tell me if you're seeing them. And I was like, all right, sounds like a plan. Got it. Break. I gotta go find some more people, you know? And so a few nights later, I'm in another city and I do a show, and After the show, I went out to a bar and I ended up making out with this random girl. And then a few nights later, I'm out to dinner with Jenny and she says, "How was your trip?" And I said, "It was great. I did some shows." And then one night, I ended up making out with this random girl. And that didn't go over very well. In the conversation, I could sense that something was wrong. And I was like, "But I'm right about that, right? Like, I'm supposed to tell you if that happens, right?" And she says, "Yeah, but it doesn't mean that I won't lose interest in you." And I said, "That's a whole new clause. That's a twist. What is this, a romantic comedy version of The Usual Suspects?" I said, "Are you still seeing John?" And she said, "Sometimes." I said, "Well, don't you see the contradiction in that?" And she says, "Yes." And it gets very quiet because we were falling in love.
I tried the Subway diet because I'm on the road 35, 40 weeks a year, and there's a Subway everywhere. And Subway's pretty good, but that Jared guy, he went every day for a year. Huh. Were you stalking a girl behind the counter? I tried it. I went every day for a month. Every day, I went to Subway. After about 2 weeks, the alarm clock would ring, and I'd go, "Oh God, I wonder what I'm gonna have for lunch today. Jeez." I'd be doing this in line. You just all right. After a month, I lost weight. I also lost my will to live. I burnt out on Subway. I'd still go to Subway. If I was starving in the desert and I saw a Subway, I'd go, "Wow. Well, let's walk a little further and we can come back if we have to."
Where's your friend? Here he comes. Oh, come on back. We weren't talking about you. I somehow missed you I missed you for some reason. I don't even know why. I got distracted and looked up. Come on in, you little baseball player, you. No one wants to grow up either. Look at that shirt you're wearing. You had the same shirt when you were 12, right? Yeah, we don't grow up. I did too. Yeah, exactly. I'm the same way. I was at home all day today playing video games. What the hell? I've got a kid. I'm playing. Right? Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, that's a good game if you want to teach your kids how to shoot people in the face and kill hookers. It's that or read a book, whatever you want to do. Brutal. I watched my nephews play that game. I actually get nauseous. People are stomping on him and beating him. I don't know. I'm just old now. Did you just see that move? That was weird. That magician's not done yet. Go ahead, laugh about me. Yeah. Yeah, he can kick my ass. I'm not a fighter.
Someone says I look like one of those little puss kids you see on the Mentos commercials. You see those commercials suck so bad, you know? I mean, you see the candies at the 7-Eleven and go, "Ew." Commercials always have a happy ending, you know? It could be a guy robbing a bank or something. Always have a happy ending. It doesn't matter what comes, freshness better with life. With Mentos Fresh is cool of life. Nothing gets to you like Mentos Fresh being cool. Shoot the clerk. Eat a Mentos.
Mentos, the fresh maker.
I saw this wino, he was eating grapes. He's like, "Dude, you have to wait." I like to drink red wine. This girl says, "Doesn't red wine give you a headache?" Yeah, eventually. But the first and the middle part are amazing. I'm not gonna stop doing something because of what happens at the end. Mitch, do you want an apple? No, eventually it'll be a core. I went to the store, bought 8 apples. The clerk said, "Do you want me to put them in a bag?" I said, "Oh no, man, I juggle. But I can only juggle 8. If I'm ever here buying 9 apples, fucking bag them up." I saw a guy juggling chainsaws. It was cool, but unless something needed to be sawed down, then it's just annoying. It's like, come on, Rick, can we use one? Track number 5 will not be chainsaw juggling. It will be this one.
At Kroger, you can find the highest quality products at a great price in every aisle, every day with Kroger brand. So you can stock up on your household favorites that are tried, tested, and loved by you. Because when you get the products you love at great prices, it feels like winning. Shop now, in-store, or online. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Simply
now. Welcome to the Haunted Mansion. Come in. We have 999 happy haunts. That's oddly specific. But there's room for more.
Not today, Satan.
Which offers you this chilling challenge to find a way out.
I'm bona fide and qualified, and I can get rid of what died.
She gets a very solid Yelp score. Disney's Haunted Mansion. Rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13. Now in theaters.
Success is picking up extra shifts, but now you want to be the boss. Success is getting your foot in the door, but now you want to take the next step. Success looks different to everyone. And for more than 75 years, University of Maryland Global Campus has helped working adults like you succeed again. Choose from more than 125 degree and certificate programs with online and hybrid courses. Apply now with no application fee and get started August 16th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate by Chev.
Speaking of foliage, I have to tell you, last October I was in Western Massachusetts, and they're very proud of their foliage. They're like, you see our foliage? Nice job. Good work doing nothing. And I was with a friend, and we drove by this schoolhouse, and my friend was like, you see that schoolhouse? That's the schoolhouse where they wrote Mary Had a Little Lamb. And I was like, am I supposed to be impressed by that? And he is, well, it is a national landmark. And I'm like, are people going, come on, kids, let's go see where they wrote the worst song ever? But what I didn't realize is that Mary Had a Little Lamb, in its day, was a huge hit. It was huge. It was like their Uptown Funk. Which makes you wonder, what was going on in the 1830s? Have you heard that song, Mary Had a Little Lamb? It's the song of our generation. It's so complex. It's about this girl, Mary, who had a lamb that was little. The song explains it better. I'm not doing it justice. My friend told me, he goes, you know, that song's based on a true story. I'm like, well, I hope so. Because that would be the worst made-up story ever. How bad were the other songs of that era? Johnny has a little smallpox. We'll all be dead by 30. And of course, my favorite, why does everyone smell like poo? Jem, don't do that.
I've tried with the computers. I took a class in college. It was called Introduction to Computers and Networks, and it was at 8 in the morning. So I went to the first class, and it was way over my head. The guy's talking about computers. So the next morning when I woke up for class, Sleepy Carl just wasn't having it. He was like, why would you go talk about computers when you could stay here and go skiing and your skis will be French toast sticks? I was like, that is the best thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I'm giving you a 401k. And so I never went to class until the class before the final to find out what would be on the final. And I showed up a few minutes early and I sat down and the guy next to me leaned over and he goes, you think we'll get back the final? You guys got it a little faster than I did. The reality of the situation kind of came to me in waves. I was like, we took the final? Oh no! And I sprinted out of the class to the computer science department, and there was my professor, and I said, hello, because I didn't know his name. I'm in your class, I misunderstood the syllabus, and I missed the final. He didn't even look at me. He just looked at the floor, and he goes, you get the worst grade. I didn't even know what that meant. So I tried to, clarify. I was like, so I get a 0? And he was like, you get the grade that the person who did the worst on the test got on the test. And I thought, that's great news. Because that's what I would have gotten if I had taken the test. Well, it turns out the person who did the worst on the test passed the test. So I passed the test, and I passed the class. And I am proud to be an American. And so is our president. He is. He's very happy about it. He's the first president we've elected on the curve.
I saw something very interesting today. I'm not making this up. I saw a van for some company. I don't even know what the business was. It had 2 things printed on the side: we speak English and we delivery. Why is that right? Can you imagine being bilingual? Would that be, or even knowing anybody that was? I'm not even unilingual. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I don't give myself enough credit. I know enough English to get by, No, like I can order in restaurants and stuff, I want ham. 1 ham, please, to eating the ham. Bring ham to eating the ham, please. I can do that, just not fluent, I guess, I got a buddy who thinks he speaks Italian. It's very strange, very strange. He's Italian-American, never been to Italy, never. All my friend can say in Italian are pasta dish names. He doesn't even know any verbs, but he still tries to pull it off. Oh, my mom, she makes a great manicotti. Sorry, what? My mom, she makes manicotti. She makes it al dente with a ricotta cheese. Are you okay? You sound like you're really weird. I have an Irish heritage. I don't do that. Oh, my mom, she makes a great corned beef and cabbage. It's magically delicious. Then I river dance my way home,
I started saying the word party all the time. It's all downhill for me. I just said part, I just want to say it, instead of saying yes, someone would be like, hey, you want to go outside? I'd be like, party. So stupid. Started saying it all the time. So this just happened to me. It's a true story. A couple months ago, I'm at a restaurant, go to the bathroom, and I kind of burst in the bathroom I thought it was a big bathroom, but it was a single, and the guy didn't lock the door. So I'm literally just like, ah, oh! And the guy's washing his hands, and I was like, oh, sorry. And he's like, no, it's cool. Where's the paper towels? I'm like, I don't fucking know. Right there? So he's like, thanks. So he starts drying his hands, and I was all confused, because I didn't want to start peeing, because he's still there. So I'm just hanging out, waiting for him to finish. But he took forever to dry his hands. And it was this uncomfortable silence. And he just realized I was still standing there. So he just looks over at me. Swear to God, I didn't know what to say. So I just stood there. I'm like, party. He's like, what's that? I'm like, party. No, I gotta go. Nothing. I'm good. But in my head, I'm just of all the words to just say, you're in a bathroom with a strange man. Party? No, there's no party here, buddy, okay? You just keep going. I don't know. I'm an idiot.
We're gonna be just fine. And look, you have to vote for the right people that are gonna do the right things, and if they don't do the right things, then you just get them out. That's just the way it goes. Don't stress about it. Move it along. That's the way it goes. Because it's their job. They gotta deal with that stuff. We can't do it. We're busy. We're busy, all right? I can't go out and fight ISIS. My house is crazy. I got enough to deal with in my house, right? You got all your stuff to do. You gotta watch LeBron run around. You gotta go to games. We're busy people. I can't fight ISIS, neither can you. One of my cats just died. That's what I'm dealing with. Yeah, well, we had 3, so 2 to go. No, I love cats. I love that level of intimacy. I wish my kids were more like cats. That would be perfect. Oh my God, please, if I could just leave food for them once a week and they just brush against my leg to let me know they're alive, perfect. Perfect. I don't even know why we have these animals, do you? That makes no sense. All these years of engineering and walls and electricity to keep nature out. Then we just open the door like a bouncer. You two, come on in. No, not you, squirrel, you coke addict. Get out of here. Then you have an animal just sitting on your counter looking at you. I was watching TV the other day. My cat, looking at me, dropped its ass, back legs up, front paws, just started pulling itself straight at me. 6 feet across. Didn't break eye contact the entire time. Stared me down. That's right, my ass in your carpet. What of it? What are you gonna do about it? Go in my box? I don't think so. Who's scooping it out? Not me. Never have, never will.
Love my mom. Retired. Finally, she's retired. Doesn't work anymore. But this is what my mom's doing with her retirement. She's a DJ. A fucking DJ. Not a DJ at weddings, like a real DJ at an AM radio station with headphones and everything. Like, hey everybody, it's DJ Josephine. I'm playing Filipino music from the past, present, and future. And it's annoying, because I gotta go to these, like every time I have a show in Vegas, I gotta go to this radio show. My mom tells me to go, Joseph, come to my radio show and thank all of my listeners for patronizing your career. And I have to go and talk to all 40 of her listeners. But here's the part that pisses me off the most. Every time I go in, she acts like she doesn't know who the fuck I am. Right, I walk in, she's like, oh, we have a guest. And then she starts rummaging through her papers. Oh, it says here you're a comedian. Wow. A comedian. Well, tell us how it is to be a comedian. Jacquai? It's Joe Coy. Mom. She did not want me to be a comedian at all. This is my 19th year in stand-up, and when I told my mom 19 years ago that I wasn't going to college, she cried. Why, Joseph? Comedian, really? That's what you want to do? There's no future in comedian, Joseph. There's no money to be made in comedian, Joseph. What are you, a clown? You're going to be a clown, Joseph? How about if you get sick, Joseph? There's no health insurance. There's no health insurance. If you get sick, how are you going to pay the doctor? Jokes? Oh, thank you, doctor. What do I owe you? Oh, really? Knock, knock.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right. Y'all gotta try that Febreze car. Just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistent scent, all over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Meet
Joe A,
Hi.
Joe B,
Hello.
and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with Autosave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect, support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
It's summer, and school might be the furthest thing from your children's mind right now. But as a parent or guardian, school needs to be top of mind for you, especially when it comes to doctor checkups and immunizations. Because if your child doesn't have the required immunizations for kindergarten, 7th, and 12th grade, they might not be able to start school on time. So reach out to your child's doctor and schedule a checkup. And go to vdh.virginia.gov to learn more. A healthy back to school starts now. A message from the Virginia Department of Health.
I saw a moose. Have you seen him? I saw a moose in person. Or in moose. I'm a person who saw a moose. And I tell you, I don't feel like I was ready. I don't know how big I thought a moose was gonna be, but I was way off. I was way off. It was huge. And I feel like I should have been warned. Like someone should have been like, you might see a moose, get ready. But my friend was like, you might see a moose, have fun. Like it was a butterfly or something. Hopefully you'll see a moose. So I was like in shock when I saw it. I was like, wow, whoa, are they shooting a Star Wars movie up here? How many people are in that moose costume? At least 3. It was huge. It was the size of like a transformer. It was gigantic. And then my friend was like, don't get close, it'll kill you. What? At that moment, I realized my moose knowledge didn't exist. I knew nothing about moose. Like my moose knowledge comes from cartoons. In cartoons, moose are like, hey, how you doing? But in real life, they're like, I'm gonna kill you! How did that translate? Never hear moose in those animal songs, right? The cow goes moo, the cat goes meow, the moose goes, I'm gonna stomp you to death. Did you know that the plural of moose is Reginas? That surprised me. Wasn't ready for that.
I love being a comedian. I really love it, man. I appreciate you guys coming out because it allows me to do that. And this is what oh, thanks a lot, you guys. That's nice. It's really nice. This year, one thing I started doing for the first time was I actually started playing guitar. I learned how to play the guitar, and I'm gonna just play something for you. Right. I'm a big fan of music. So like when I'm driving on road trips and stuff, I'll always listen to the radio, and I'll listen to Christian rock by mistake. Because it always starts out as like a Bon Jovi ballad, you know? It'll be like, I woke up in the morning and I got myself some oatmeal and I put some raisins on it and Christ is God, Christ is God, 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 God. And I'm like, what about the oatmeal? I thought this was the oatmeal song. I feel like every religion should have their own rock and roll, you know? Like there should be Jewish rock, like I woke up in the morning and I got myself some lox and bagels and I put some cream cheese on them and Christ isn't God. He's just not God. He's a really nice guy, but don't get carried away. Or like atheist rock, like I woke up in the morning and I got myself a whole box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Cause I just don't care anymore. And there is no God. Sorry about that. Your grandma's in the ground and her soul's staying there. Oh man, that is some dark ass atheist rock. I wonder what DC would be. What would, I guess agnostic rock? Like I woke up in the morning and I got myself some organic wheat puffs and I put some soy milk on them and there might be a God. There's really no way to know. He might be a fish or he might be a spoon. Oh man, that's a great point, Mike. Thanks, Mike. All I wanted was a song about oatmeal. I love that. Oh, thanks. That was a awkward, we're not sure whether to clap moment. I'm not sure either.
People spell their name however they want. Has nothing to do with phonics, nothing. Not sure what phonics is, but I saw the girl that was hooked on it. She's got a problem with it, apparently. Hey, have you seen that commercial? Hooked on phonics, work for me. She was adorable, you know. I was thinking, wouldn't that be weird if she was applying what she learned and she couldn't get the commercial straight, you know? Hooking on phonics, working for me. Hooking on phonics, working for me. Okay, cut. You talk to her, man. We ain't gonna move a lot of tapes this way. Telling you right now. Anyway, I met this woman. Her name was Amy, you know? So I go, oh, A-M-Y? She goes, no, A-Y-M-I-E. Oh. I have to take a nap. I'm Brian, B-R-I-V-O-L-B-N, the number 7, the letter Q. Look at my name tag. It's big. Something.
Yeah, it's weird that I'm a stand-up comic. I've been doing comedy 11 years, which is pretty wild. It's weird that I'm a comic because, like, I'm not a very good storyteller, like, in my day-to-day life, like, in social situations. Like, I always tell you had to be there stories all the time. You know, like, when you tell a story and you totally had to be there for it to be funny, but, like, you don't know that until, like, you're halfway through telling it. You're just talking, and in your head, you're like, this story's bad. And you just keep telling it. That's the worst. You're like, abort story, abort. I always do that, and then what I do is I panic and I'll like embellish it at the end to try to save it. You ever do that to spice up the story? Try to make it interesting really quick. But my only problem is I embellish it way too much so it's not believable at all. I'll be talking to my friends, I'm like, oh, you guys, you should have been there Saturday. Yeah, Steve and I were at the bar and we were so hammered and this guy came up to us, he was like, hey, do you know where the bathrooms are? And Steve's like, no. Right in the guy's face. And the guy's like, you don't? And Steve's like, no, dude. He's like, I don't know. And it was so funny. And so then Steve fucking stabbed him. And your friends are like, what? Steve stabbed somebody? And you have to go with it. You're like, yeah, in his face. It was crazy. It was so violent. Oh my God. I've known that guy my whole life. Yeah, he's fucked up, man. Don't drink with Steve anymore. He stabs people. I saw him do it. He's crazy. He's a crazy person.
Your days of masturbating are over, though, Joanna, because I've come into your life. Sorry, Zach. Because I'm very good in bed. I know how to take care of your clitoris. Most guys don't know how to take care of your clitoris, ladies. Guys have no idea. They don't know what to do. Not me. I love it. First, you gotta find the little bugger. Which is harder than you think because the clitoris is like the Osama bin Laden of body parts. It's very elusive and spends most of its time in an underground bunker. They're gonna catch that asshole and ruin my joke. Every day I watch TV, I'm like, run, Osama, run. And then when they do find it, most guys don't know what to do with it. They just start banging on it and yelling at it and twisting it. You can't twist the clitoris. For God's sakes, man, if you look really close, it says do not twist. But most guys don't take the time because they don't care about you like I do. Most guys don't even know this, but if you press the clitoris just the right way and at the same time rub the girl's nipple, the theme from Star Wars will play. Yes, that's a fact. That's a fact. Have you ever heard that, Joanna? No, exactly.
Fresh produce is the best produce. That's why at Kroger, we invest in local farmers to bring you the freshest seasonal picks. So no matter how you shop, your local produce always tastes 100% fresh, or you get a 100% refund, guaranteed. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
We've locked in low prices to help you save big store-wide. Look for the locked in low prices tags and enjoy extra savings throughout the store. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Success is picking up extra shifts, but now you want to be the boss. Success is getting your foot in the door, but now you want to take the next step. Success looks different to everyone. And for more than 75 years, University of Maryland Global Campus has helped working adults like you succeed again. Choose from more than 125 degree and certificate programs with online and hybrid courses. Apply now with no application fee and get started August 16th. Learn more at umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
At Carvana, we're in the business of driving you happy. And it's safe to say, getting paid on the spot can make people pretty happy. Yep, Carvana will give you a real offer on your car in minutes. Then, Carvana will pick it up and pay you on the spot. Carvana has purchased over 1 million cars from happy customers. Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get a real offer on your vehicle in minutes. Carvana will drive you happy.
Like there was a dude in California, Santa Rosa, California, crossing the street, wasn't paying attention, text messaging, wasn't paying attention, crossing the street, hit by a car. I heard that story, I thought it was funny. Then I found out he died. Thought it was hilarious because you know the person on the other end of the text message was pissed off he wasn't responding, right? You know. It had to go down that way. Just spends the whole day angry going, where are you? He's like, I'm dead. LOL. How'd the driver not see him? I wanted to know that. He's text messaging in the dark. It's easy to see when you text message in the dark. Your face turns blue. I know that because I'm a stand-up comedian. I see some of you assholes do it all the time. You sit there during shows like you're not distracting everyone around you. Like we can't notice. Your face looks like you're getting beamed up. Like, oh, like I'm not gonna. Your whole face is blue. Oh, there's a Smurf in the crowd. Like no, I know what the fuck is happening. Put your damn phone away and live your life for an hour. And that got me thinking. Maybe the driver did see him. We've all been tempted. Driver probably didn't mean to hit him. Probably tried to swerve. Honk or send him a quick little text message before. Worst part of the story? Here's the worst part. The entire Verizon network just stood there and watched it happen. How bad is that? Dude in the glasses is standing over the body, taunting him, going, "No, you can't hear anything now." Yeah, this is a dead zone. Check it out, dude. Now your hand's free.
Of course, poutine. Oh my gosh, poutine. At this point, are there any Canadian restaurants that don't serve poutine? I picked one up at, what was it? It was a Booster Juice. It's like, yeah, I had the kale poutine smoothie. It was delicious. Poutine. I know some of you pronounce it poutine, but you're still saying poo. I love poutine, and I eat unhealthy, and some would say I built a career out of eating unhealthy. But you know, poutine, it's a little irresponsible. I mean, after all, I don't want to die. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like someone was just trying to make French fries more unhealthy. Well, what if we cover it in everything that causes heart disease? Let's do it. We have free health care. In Edmonton, I had pierogi poutine. Yeah, I had to sign a waiver and everything. It's the first food I had to provide emergency contact for. It was delicious, but do we need pierogi poutine? Has anyone ever eaten poutine and be like, you know what this needs? Carbs. Poutine. It's fascinating. It started in Quebec, right? And now it's everywhere in Canada. But you know there was probably a part of Canada that was like, wait a minute, we're as a country, we're going with the French fry thing? Not salmon or beaver tail? I guess that's better than syrup. Did you know that poutine in French means Vladimir Putin? I'm just saying.
I think there's one danger in playing guitar, which is that you can play guitar too much, like and turn into the guy who shows up at the party and just starts playing guitar for no reason. And everyone's like, could you not do that? Because everyone knows his motivation for doing that. And so I wrote a song just for that guy. It's called Guitar Guy at the Party. I'm the guitar guy at the party. I'm the guitar guy and I think I'll drink a Coke and Bacardi. It might seem like I'm just having fun, but I'm actually not. I'm trying to sleep with your girlfriend. Listen to me as I play this song, 'cause I'm gonna play it regardless. I'm only playing 3 chords so I can make eye contact with different women in the room. I'm gonna try and sleep with your girlfriend, but I'm gonna make it sound like we have a really special bond and we should keep it secret. You know, I think your boyfriend really takes you for granted. When was the last time he told you that your eyes look like space crystals? If you want to come by my place later, it'd be cool. It's not gonna be like last time. I totally understand why that freaked you out. Maybe if I play free fall and then someone will give me a hand job. Or maybe they'll just sit on my lap and the friction will cause me to have an erection. An erection I will make sure that you won't feel, 'cause I'm classy. And I'm gonna shift it to the left, and I'm gonna shift it to the right. And I'm gonna create a mental image in my head like guys in prison taking a group shower. Here's my story, I'm gonna make sure that I tell it in the proper order. I went to arts camp as a kid and I played the recorder. Then I learned that recorders are for losers and guitars get chicks. And now when I feel like a loser, I take this out and sing Wonderwall by Oasis. I play mostly covers, Cat Stevens and Beatles and a couple of others. I do some original songs too, but they're not as well received. Christ is God, Christ is God. But I still want that hand job, 'cause I'm the guitar guy, I'm the guitar guy, I'm the guitar guy, I'm the guitar guy. Thanks.
I watch a lot of television. Too much. Did you ever watch those monster truck pulls on TV? My favorite part is not the race. I like when they interview the driver when the race is over. They always talk about their engine, like you know what the hell they're talking about, you know? Hey, what were you thinking during that last run, Earl? You know, it was going pretty good. About halfway through the flap coil valve burner started smoking. The hydro pen springer spurting off the manifold drive. And if I didn't overflood the drive, got some of that last power line trying to unplate that hydro coil. And if I could do that, I was going to have to shut her down. Man, what the hell are you talking about? Like you're following him at home. The hydro pin, well, sure, you had to shut her down. What options did you have, Earl? None! I'm jealous of those guys. I know nothing about cars. If my car breaks down, I have to make the noises my car's making for the mechanics. And you know they know you have to do that because there's always like 5 of them hanging around waiting for a show, you know? They're just standing there, hey, here he comes. What's the matter with your car, man? I don't know, you know? If you could take a look at it, come on, what's the matter with it? Tell us. So you gotta stand there while it's going. Can you fix that? I don't know, I just clean up air. Harry! You're gonna have to talk to Harry.
I gotta get in shape. Not this shape. It's not a good shape. Something, I gotta get really, I thought I was like, oh, I'm doing an hour special. That'll motivate me, and here we are. I tell people I gotta get back in shape. I've never been in shape, you know? Like most people, like if I can get back to my 20s, I would have to go back to 7. If I could get back to when I was 7, I was just killing it. I don't know how to work out. For me, a good workout would be walking to McDonald's would be a great start. You know, maybe stand up and eat it, see if that does something. My friends like want to go lift weights, and they're like, let's lift weights. And I'm like, I don't want to get like too big, you know? That's how far I go. Like, and they're like, well, let's just drive by and see what happens. If you start ballooning up, we'll leave immediately. I ordered the P90X videos. I thought I could do that. Never worked out a day in my life, so let's do what the Navy SEALs do. You know why I ordered it? Because in the commercial, you know they have like a before body and after body? And I was blown away by the before body. I thought that's what you get to look like. I was like, that guy looks great, you know? I would love to look like him. Then I saw the after body. I was like, does the before body guy have a DVD? Because that guy seems more my speed, you know? What did he do to get to that? And I'll just do that. I signed up for a mixed martial arts class. I made it one day. That's all. It was off of Groupon. The Groupon was like mixed martial arts training. It should have said like, hey, do you want to fight a guy you don't know in a room? Because that's what it was. I just go in there, I don't know how to fight, and that's what they do. They just pair me up with some 16-year-old kid that wants to fight for a living and wasn't raised by human people. And they're like, why don't y'all just go at it? And I was like, I think it's because we have different goals. Maybe that's why we should not go at it. I believe he is training for the Hunger Games. I just want you not to be able to see my nipples through my shirt. So
Let's do levels, you know? If someone gave me an Under Armour shirt to wear, have you ever wore one of those? It's like skin tight. It just shows the worst parts of your body. I look better without a shirt on than with that shirt on. You know in plastic surgery how they draw markers on you? They should just put you in that shirt and be like, obviously you can see what we're gonna go after.
Live from the DAR Constitution Hall, it's the hilarious duo, Colin Jost and Michael Che. Saturday Night Live's Weekend Update hosts, Colin Jost and Michael Che, are bringing their live comedy show to DAR Constitution Hall on Friday, September 15th. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Act fast. This is a can't-miss show. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Bath County, Virginia is an outdoor adventurer's paradise. Explore pristine forests and hiking trails. Fish crystal clear lakes, rivers, and streams. Bike miles of open trails. Soak in healing mineral baths. Bath County has something for every outdoor adventurer. To be honest, we have more trees than people out here. Enjoy it all in Bath County this weekend.
Immerse yourself in the historical splendor of Yorktown, Virginia. Whether you're a history buff, foodie, or water lover, Yorktown offers plenty to plan a great weekend getaway of fun. We're Virginia's best kept secret. Click here to learn more.
And what else are you gonna do, really? What are you gonna do? Stay home? Watch the news? Watch more news? You gonna watch more news? That's a treat. Are you scared? Are you guys scared? Everybody's scared now. Are you scared? Yeah? Because you watch too much news. Turn it off. Go to a show. Look, some things are scary. I'll give it to you. No grown-ups left. That's kind of scary. There's no one left to fight the bad guys. There's adult coloring books now. Adult coloring books. And they're popular. I saw a man, a grown man, on the floor of an airport. A man laying on his stomach on the floor of an airport, just coloring. Why even wear pants? Why? You're not a man. You're a baby man. My friend's like, no, Tom, you don't understand. They are adult. I have one. It's a Game of Thrones coloring book. My apologies. I thought it was something childish like The Hobbit. I didn't know it was Game of Thrones. That must be hard with all the snow in that show. Having to use the white crayon, you never really know if it's working or not.
I try to find similarities, like there's Christmas, and then there's the Jewish Christmas, Passover. And if you think that Hanukkah is the Jewish Christmas, Hanukkah is to Christmas as President's Day is to Valentine's Day. It's like around the same time, but it's kind of crazy if you were like, I don't have a date this year, so I'll just put on a top hat and a beard and head out for Valentine's Day. Maybe that's why you don't have a date on Valentine's Day. But like Passover is very much like Christmas because the Jews leave out a place setting for Elijah the prophet, much like you leave out cookie or candy for Santa. And there's something in both where you hang on the wall or door something for good tidings, whether it's mistletoe or lamb's blood. And then there's a guy who flies across the land and delivers things to non-Jews, whether it's toys from Santa or death from the angel of death, you know? And if the toys were made a couple years ago in China, then they're full of lead, and it's the same guy exactly. It is the Santa of death, so. And also, mistletoe and lamb's blood. Lamb's blood's a little more Christian than mistletoe, I'd say, because it's the lamb, Jesus, his blood. Look, you don't even have to go to church, Christians. Just lick a Jew's door. There you go. Lick a Jew's door. Another possible title for my CD, please. Because a lot of comedians look for differences between things, like men and women, or blacks and whites, or AAA and the KKK. Not me, everybody. I'm trying to bring things together, find similarities, why we're all one. Like, for example, AAA and the KKK are just two organizations that would speedily send a truck to my location as a stranded Jew. Your octopus won't save you now, You gotta be careful on the road. I saw a car out here in New York City had on the dashboard, "Nothing of value in car," right? A sign that said, "Nothing of value in car." I was like, that is a nice sign, so I broke in and took it. Left my own sign that says, "Now you're right, gotcha."
I do love steak, but it is rather barbaric, right? I mean, we're eating a part of a cow, and I love animals, and I love animal lovers. My favorite are the people that carry around the dog in a bag. Whenever I see that, I always think, what an adorable way to let us know you're crazy. Because they're crazy. They're carrying around an animal that can walk in a bag. They're not going to the vet, they're shopping. That's okay, but if I carry around a canned ham, I'm a weirdo. It'd be one thing if the dog looked happy, but the dog always has a look on his face like, can you believe I'm sitting in a purse? I was part of Mexican royalty. But I get it, I love dogs, and I think it's cute when people dress their dogs up. But how do you have your dog in a jacket and walk by a homeless person? Sorry, I'd help, but I spent all my money on a coat for my animal that's born with a coat. I love cats. Some people don't like cats. Our neighbor has a cat, and she lives in a studio apartment, or as I refer to it, a litter box. One time she asked me, she was like, can you even tell I have a cat? And I was like, no, but I can tell you have a box of turds in your apartment. I'm not sure if that's the same question. We all have the friend with the cat, right? In the small place, you visit them, the cat does their business. You don't really acknowledge it. You just go on with the conversation. What do you want on your pizza? Bleach. Febreze, can we open a window or knock down a wall? Are my eyes bleeding? How about we throw a diaper on the kitty? But I get it, because I love animals. I think being around animals, there's a healing quality. But I also think we give animals too much credit. Like a dog is man's best friend. I've never seen a dog help someone move. Yes, horses are graceful and elegant until you see them poop standing up. Dolphins are smart. Learn English like Jesus did. For the record, I would never eat a dolphin because I don't like fish. And I know I'll get tweets where people will say dolphins are mammals, and those are the people I block. Because that's how I deal with criticism.
My parents are like the only people I know who are worse than me with technology. Like whenever I go home, they're helpless. Like my dad always wants me to fix his computer, but I don't know anything about computers. I'm just under the age of 100, so he thinks I'm great. He's like, you're good. You should be a computer programmer. I'm like, you're bad. You should be a caveman. And my mom is ridiculous. It's a true story. I had her fax me something. She called me up and said, could you fax that back? That's my only copy. That actually happened. I don't even know how she thought the machine worked. Like the paper goes through the air, or it's like the drive through the bank and it goes through that see-through tubing, and there's fax machine tubing all over the country, and if they see you have a dog, they put a bone in there. I was home for Thanksgiving. My dad's always mad, but it's not about real stuff. He'll be like, damn it, I'm eating pretzels. I'm like, what's the problem? Why is he angry? I realized recently the reason he's angry is that old people are just angry. Old people are like, I used to be cool, now I'm shaped like a pumpkin. I'm going to play golf. I was never afraid of my dad growing up. I was always afraid of my friends' dads. Your dad starts going off, you know what he's capable of. You're at your friend's house and his dad starts going off, you're like, this guy's a wild card. He just kicked the dog. What do you think he's gonna do to us? I remember the first time I saw my friend get hit by his dad, I couldn't even believe it. I was like, tough break for Sean. 15 minutes later, Sean was beating the crap out of me. I was like, I gotta team up with Sean's dad. At least he's got some moves. But I'm always helping out my parents with their computer, because I know that, like, if I'm not there, my dad's only tech support is my mom. And I can't even imagine what those conversations are like. He's like, what's a damn printer driver? And she's like, I made toasts. It's funny because I go home and my dad still kind of doesn't get that I'm a comedian. Like, he's always like, you know, this comedy thing might parlay nicely into advertising. You know, I'm like, no, this is kind of what I do. I was just never the class clown in school. Class clown is always the mean guy who walks in the room and is like, you're fat, you're gay, I'm out of here, you know. I was always a little fat and a little gay, so...
At Kroger, you can find the highest quality products at a great price in every aisle, every day with Kroger brand. So you can stock up on your household favorites that are tried, tested, and loved by you. Because when you get the products you love at great prices, it feels like winning. Shop now, in-store, or online. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Simply the best.
Success is picking up extra shifts, but now you want to be the boss. Success is getting your foot in the door, but now you want to take the next step. Success looks different to everyone. And for more than 75 years, University of Maryland Global Campus has helped working adults like you succeed again. Choose from more than 125 degree and certificate programs with online and hybrid courses. Apply now with no application fee and get started August 16th. Learn more at umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
At Carvana, we're in the business of driving you happy. And it's safe to say, getting paid on the spot can make people pretty happy. Yep, Carvana will give you a real offer on your car in minutes. Then, Carvana will pick it up and pay you on the spot. Carvana has purchased over 1 million cars from happy customers. Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get a real offer on your vehicle in minutes. Carvana will drive you happy.
I saw this documentary recently on whales. This guy has dedicated his life to telling you what the whales are saying. Wow. I don't know how you'd argue with him when he turns in his report. And he just throws it down there. Well, here's what the whales are saying. Okay, thanks, Charlie. Just looking back. Here's what the whales are saying. Yeah, Charlie figured it out. They show how he does it. He's out on a ship, he's got a pencil, and he deciphers the whale noises as he hears them. You know, he'll hear like, you know, he's like, oh, okay. Oh, he's lonely. No, you're lonely. I'd like to do that for like 2 weeks and then turn around and find out that the door's squeaking behind you.
She wants me to get in shape. That's like, you know, I'm in bad shape. I always tell people I'm always like, I gotta get back in shape, man. I've never been in shape. Ever. Like, that's, you know, people are like, if I could get back to my 20s, like, I would have to be like, if I could get back to 7, I guess, maybe. Like, I think I did okay at 7. When I choose workouts that I can't do. I don't do anything I will follow. Like, I won't just be like, hey, let's not eat McDonald's every day, Nate. I'll be like, what are the Navy SEALs doing? I should just do what they do. Like, I should find out. I see all the workout TV commercials. Like, I saw P90X. I was like, oh, I'll do that. You know, it's 90 days. Let's just get it over with. Like, I can do that work. I can't do that work. You have to be in He-Man shape to do that workout. I realized I couldn't do it because, like, when I saw the commercial, they always show, like, a before body, then an after body. Like, once they showed the before body, I was like, oh, I would kill to look like that guy. That guy looks unbelievable. Does the before body guy have a DVD? Like, how did he get to that? I've signed up for classes. I signed up for a kickboxing class. I liked it. I loved it. It was at a Jewish community center. Like boxing, they just don't brag about it like everybody else. No, it was me and two 70-year-old women. That's all that was in the class, just us. We would just kick our hearts away for 10 minutes or so, and then we would just gossip. And that was my speed. I could handle that. I signed up for a mixed martial arts class. I went one day. I don't know how to fight. I didn't want to fight. I just go in there. I'm 33. I just want to do some kind of formal training. The first day I go in, they just pair me up with some 16-year-old kid that wants to fight for a living and wasn't raised by human parents. And they're like, why don't y'all just go at it? And you're like, oh, I don't know, man. I think it's because we have different goals. Maybe that's why we should not go at it. I think he's trying to learn how to hunt for his food barehanded. And I just want you to not be able to see my nipples through my shirt. So we should do levels. Have y'all thought of levels at all? Has anybody thought of levels?
You guys, you know what? This next comic I'm bringing to the stage, this is my favorite comic in the world. I personally, I think he's the most brilliant comic working. He's awesome. He is making his 16th appearance on The Tonight Show next Friday. How about that? Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mitch Fatel!
Thanks, everybody. That's Brad. He's gay. He's very gay. He loves me too much. I don't like it. He makes me uncomfortable. Welcome to the big show. Thank you for coming, everybody. My name is Mitch, and I'm very funny. Thanks. There's so many hot girls in the audience. Oh, my God. Look how many hot girls there are. Oh, my God. I like hot girls. They make me feel good. I get nervous around hot girls, though. I still get nervous. The guy standing in the back, there was this cool guy standing next to me. So this girl walked by. She had a nice ass. So to be cool in front of the guy, I'm like, I would do her. Just thinking we would do like guy stuff, like high five and kick each other in the balls and pee all over each other and stuff. And the guy just goes like this. He goes, you know what the problem is with the pretty ones? When you get them home, they're never a good lay. And I was like, oh, yeah. That's the problem with the pretty ones. And I was like, what the hell is he talking about? If I'm having sex and I don't have to log off afterwards, I'm happy. There's no such thing as a bad lay. To me, a bad lay would be like you're doing it and a cinder block falls on your head. And even that would be a decent lay. I would wear a helmet next time, but I would definitely do it. Because I like the girls.
Yeah, I like doing movies. Movies are fun. I'm a big movie fan. I like movie previews. You like those before the movie? I like them, but I also hate them because they show so many previews that I forget what movie I'm there to see. Does that ever happen to you? And then when I remember, I don't want to see that movie anymore. I want to see one of the 10 awesome previews I just saw before the movie. I always thought it'd be funny though if they showed a movie preview and then had a title at the end of it that had nothing to do with the preview, just to mess with the audience. Like a really serious preview, and the title at the end, nothing to do with it. So they come on like, coming this fall, the story of a family. Brutally torn apart, the father killed in a horrible accident. The mother forced to raise 8 children on her own. In a cruel world, all they have is each other. Coming this fall from the producers of Fried Green Tomatoes. And the director of Cast Away comes Shit Factory. People are like, what? That movie's called Shit Factory? Did you just see that? Shit Factory. What is a shit factory? Did the dad work at a shit factory? They just wouldn't know what to think of that. I just think that'd be funny. I use other titles with that joke. I use gay boobs. I just think that's funny. Gay boobs. What? That movie's called Gay Boobs? What does that mean? Or I'll use Diarrhea Island. That's my favorite one. Diarrhea Island. What? That movie's called Diarrhea Island? I don't know.
I'm not pregnant. My wife, I haven't talked to her in an hour. You know, but we got 5 kids, and that seems like a lot. And frankly, it's too many. It is a lot, but what am I gonna do now? It's not like they come with free return shipping. I love having 5 kids. I travel with them because I don't want to be away from them, and also I enjoy the look on waitstaff's faces when I walk in with my family. Because my kids are 5, 6, 8, 11, and 13, and we walked into a restaurant in Dallas, and I saw a waitress look at me and my family and quit her job. I mean, she could have been getting off her shift. I just saw her look at us and throw down her apron and storm off. And I felt like we won. But I like being a dad, you know? I try and do one-on-one time with each of my kids, but it's hard because I travel and there's a lot of them. So sometimes that special daddy and me time is just doing something mundane, like going with me to the post office. It's like, that's right, buddy, just you and me. Going to find out why we got this damn slip on our door. Stick that in the memory bank. My dad, always making time for me. Squeezing me into errands. I remember walking to the post office and listening to him bitch and moan about the federal government. What a guy. Try to be a good dad. I got my kids a dog. I rescued a dog. Thank you. Thank you. Well, it's not like the dog was drowning. The dog wasn't a victim of sex trafficking. I just went in a building, gave a guy money, and got a dog. That's how I rescued it. After that, I rescued a pizza. I had to wait to rescue the dog because the dog was in Jamaica. I don't know if it was on vacation. But I rescued a dog from paradise so it could live in my crowded New York City apartment. Sometimes I put the leash on the dog and it looks at me like, I used to run on the beach. And now I sleep in a cage. My only hope is that one day you'll get rescued. But rescue is the language of today, right? And we mean adoption. Now, people don't even say they own dogs. Now people say they're a dog parent. But I feel like dogs are different from kids. Like, you never hear a parent say, you know, my son had some behavior problems, so we gave him to a friend who had a farm upstate. Then we can run around and we'll visit him on weekends. Jim, you're a monster.
Round of applause. Anyone go to Catholic school as a kid? A few people? Oh, there's some people, yeah. You can always tell that people who went to Catholic school as kids because they're atheists. Because they really beat it out of you. You know, you go in with a good attitude and then you're just like, oh man, I wanted to believe. And it's not just the molestations. Don't get me wrong. If it were just one vice, I think we could give them a pass. For me, it was these fundraisers they'd have us do every year. They would, and I'm not exaggerating, they would hand us a cardboard suitcase full of trinkets. to sell door to door to strangers. And if we sold enough of them, they would give us a pair of aviator sunglasses. Because that is what third graders need. Sexy eyewear. So the Catholic Church is like my knickknacks pimp, you know? Like I would just like carry this suitcase that was like the size of my body up to a stranger's house, and I would be like, "Hello, I'm from St. Mary's School. Perhaps you would like to buy a Daffy Duck pencil sharpener or a polar bear pot holder." And then people would be like, "We're eating dinner right now." And I would be like, "It'll just be a minute." And I would just walk into their home. I didn't know any better. You know, I'd just open up shop and be like, "Perhaps you'd like a desk set organizer or popcorn for a year." And they'd be like, "Please leave our home." And then I just start stuffing this stuff back in, but it never fit in the way it had originally been placed in. And I'm kind of like scissor holding the whole thing together and sidestepping out, like, "I'm so sorry. I'll be out of your way in just 1 minute." And that is why I am angry at the Catholic Church. Because I didn't get my sunglasses. And I am gonna go back to the Vatican this year, and I am gonna ask for my damn sunglasses, and they are gonna be confused. I went to a Catholic college as well. They wouldn't sell condoms on campus, which was to teach us a lesson to save up for the abortion, because that can be a pricey fix. I mean, come on. Hey, I'm a jokester. Hey, no, obviously I'm kidding about that, but it just seems crazy. You put a bunch of 19-year-olds in a dorm together, they're not gonna be like, "Well, I guess since we don't have condoms, we'll just play Pictionary." Does anybody have any pogs? I like those pogs. No, they're gonna have sex with each other, because that's what college is for. It's where dorks go to have sex with other dorks. It's like a dork mating service. That's where your children are right now.
At Kroger, you can find the highest quality products at a great price in every aisle, every day with Kroger brand. So you can stock up on your household favorites that are tried, tested, and loved by you. Because when you get the products you love at great prices, it feels like winning. Shop now, in-store, or online. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Simply the best. Better than all the rest.
Success is picking up extra shifts, but now you want to be the boss. Success is getting your foot in the door, but now you want to take the next step. Success looks different to everyone. And for more than 75 years, University of Maryland Global Campus has helped working adults like you succeed again. Choose from more than 125 degree and certificate programs with online and hybrid courses. Apply now with no application fee and get started August 16th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate by Chev.
Now, welcome to the Haunted Mansion. Come in. We have 999 happy haunts. That's oddly specific. But there's room for more.
Not today, Satan.
Which offers you this chilling challenge to find a way out.
I'm bona fide and qualified, and I can get rid of what died.
She gets a very solid Yelp score. Disney's Haunted Mansion. Rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13. Now in theaters.
Who knows, man? I lived in New York City for a while before I came out here. My apartment was really small in New York. I had a goldfish, and I had to keep him in a shot glass. No, it's okay, a little pebble in there for scenery, so. He liked that. He was like, "Yeah, this is just like the ocean." I like to watch when he tried to turn around there. Filtering system, I take a straw. It's like a jacuzzi room. Oh, yeah. I think people are unfair to their pets, you know? Like putting a pet bird in a cage. That's pretty nice, huh? Get in there, Clank, shut up. I'll be making the decisions. I always wonder what a bird's thinking standing in a cage. Hey, thank you. Hey, I've been blessed with the gift of flight. Appreciate the environment. I know how to fly. I'm standing on a stick. Hey, I've already read these newspapers. In fact, I've whited out some typos. I don't know what animals think. You know? You ever knock over an ant pile? Isn't it amazing that they all start rebuilding it that second? They're all running around. You'd think there'd be just a minute, where they'd all get upset. And you just knock it over. Oh, man! I don't believe it! Look at this! Even if most of them started working, there'd be a few hanging off to the side going, I ain't doing that again. Standing right there, just gonna knock it over again.
So I drove up here. It's a nice drive. I've been doing a lot of flying lately, and I'm growing to love the airport. It's the only place you get to see really chubby people running at full speed. Like, if you were late for everything, you'd be in pretty good shape, buddy. It's a Starbucks every 10 feet at the airport. I love Starbucks. I stopped at a Starbucks over the holidays. They're doing a promotion. They asked me if I wanted to buy a pound of coffee to send off to the troops. I was like, hell yeah, I'll do that. Then the lady put me on the spot. She goes, we write them a message and we send it to them. What kind of message you want to send them? I'm like, geez, I don't know. Stay alert. Don't put me on the spot. I just get the small cup of coffee at the Starbucks, right? That's the gateway drug to all the other crap that they sell at Starbucks. That's how they hook you, right? You go in, you get a small cup of coffee, there's people typing stuff, there's weird music on, you're like, oh, I'm part of something. So you hang out, right? And you watch all these people get the drinks. Finally, one day you break down. Hey, can I get one of those frozen things with the whipped cream? Right there, you're screwed. You just went from marijuana to methamphetamine. Yeah. We've all seen the people ordering in front of us that are so far gone down that Starbucks rabbit hole. Like, hi, can I get a half-calf decaf soy latte, caramel macchiato, skinny, 2 pumps of vanilla, no foam, no whip, a shot of espresso. I want that cold, 3 sugars, a Splenda, and a sweet and low. Like, how the hell do you know how to order that? Seriously. What was the process? How to go from coffee to that crap? And the Starbucks person knows exactly what they're talking about. Yeah, I got it. They write Starbucks hieroglyphics down on some cup and hand it to the guy. Decode it like we learned in barista school. So I just get the coffee. Every time I go in, they ask me, you want room for cream? I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. One time I came in there, you want room for cream? I was like, yeah, sure. Then they gave me half a cup. It's like, what the hell is this? She goes, you wanted room for cream? I'm like, you just gave me room for coffee. Thank you, one lady.
I've got 2 people that I made. I've got 2 kids, and they're going through a weird phase. I don't know if it's a weird phase. It's just, my kids are finally realizing I'm not as great as they thought. You know what I mean? Like, for years, I was their god. They were amazed by everything I did. He gets food. I don't know how he does it. That's nothing. I saw him lift a chair over his head by himself. Wow, I know. The other day I was yelling at them. I mixed up their names. They shot me a look like, oh, maybe our leader's an idiot. Maybe he's not kidding when he says he can't help with our math homework. And they're not wrong. I can't help them anymore. I don't understand it. But I have to act like it's a parenting decision for my own ego. They'll be like, Dad, can you help me with my math homework? No, I'm not just giving you the answers. This is between you and your teacher. Work it out. Then I'm in the bathroom on YouTube. How do you add fractions with different bottoms? Oh, you just gotta make them the same. How? My daughter got in the car the other day. She reached over my shoulder. She hit the radio. A whole Taylor Swift station came on that she reprogrammed herself. I'm like, no, when did you do that? And I change it, a Katy Perry station comes on. She hijacked the whole radio. I'm like, when did you do that? She's like, don't worry about it, just make it louder. Could you imagine? I couldn't imagine as a child getting in my father's car, demanding my music, and then louder, lower, a little louder, right there, Chief, right there. When I eventually came out of my coma, they would have told me a story of how arrogant I was and why I lost 5 years of my life when I was hit in the head with a pipe.
Anyways, back to the story. Back to the Ting Ting story. All right, the reason why he calls it his Ting Ting is because, like I said, my mom speaks Tagalog. And in Tagalog, the penis is called tite. He heard it, he thought he heard Ting Ting. All right, now this is when it happened. I'm gonna tell you guys a story. There's people that aren't Filipino in here. I'm gonna tell you a story about Filipino moms and their sons. Now, Filipino moms do shit to their sons that may not be socially accepted in America. But I just want you to know, I'm okay. Now, I know that's a creepy way to introduce a joke, but just believe me, I'm all right. Now, my mom was at my house when my son was about 3.5, 4 years old, okay? And he just got done taking a bath. He's like, Daddy, I'm done taking a bath, come and get me, right? And my mom was like, little Joe, I'll take care of you. Come to grandma, come on, come to grandma. And my son was like, Grandma! And he jumped out of the bathtub, wet, naked, running to his grandma. Grandma, 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 come to grandma, 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 come to grandma, 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 grandma. And he got right in front of his grandma, and my mom grabbed his dick and went, I got your dick. And he fucking ran. Ah! And I laughed. Because she used to do that shit to me. I used to hate it when my mom grabbed my tite. And here's the fucked up part. My mom would get mad at me for getting mad at her for touching my tite. How fucked up is that? She's like, I got your tite. I'm like, Mom, don't do that. Why can I not touch your tite? Because I'm 32.
My wife hates that joke. And I love her, but not enough to get rid of that joke. I would do anything for my wife. I'm aware of that. But there are people that are more romantic. Prince Edward abdicated his right to the English throne for the woman he loved. Isn't that unbelievable? He was forced to choose between the woman he loved or being King of England. And that idiot chose the broad. Now, I'm sure in that moment it was the right decision, and I'm happily married, but even in the best relationship, each person has thoughts where they go, I've made an enormous mistake. But we never thought I could have been King of England. Do you think Prince Edward really ever got over that? Every time he had to empty the trash, he's like, the King of England doesn't have to empty trash. The King of England can chat with his ex on Facebook. Can you imagine what kind of news event that abdication was in the UK? There must have been, he's gone mad. We should get him to hospital. Jim, your British accent is getting worse. Why wouldn't you take 5 minutes and learn a good accent? It's just lazy. It's just lazy. My wife's pretty amazing. She is better at things, and I'm not ashamed to say that. Like her guilt trip, legendary. My wife is half Catholic, half Jewish, so her guilt trip is like a superpower. I walk in a room, she looks at me, and I feel horrible. And that's called love. We've been together so long, I will get angry about a guilt trip she hasn't even given me yet. I'll be like, I'm gonna watch the football game. She's like, okay. And I'm like, 'cause I want to. I'm always in trouble with my wife because I'm selfish, I'm lazy, insensitive, a bunch of other stuff she rattles on. And I understand being in trouble for stuff I've done, but sometimes I get in trouble for stuff other men have done. Once I got in trouble for something a guy did in a movie. I was watching a movie with my wife, and in the movie there was this married guy with children who left his family for a 20-year-old woman. And I knew in that moment I should sleep on the couch. And the movie ended, and my wife looked at me and she was like, "Why would someone do that?" And I was like, it was in the script. I didn't say that, I just said, "Where do you want me to sleep?"
Tomorrow, Ninja Turtles is the funniest comedy of the year.
Is this living up to your dreams? No. It's even better.
With 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, it crushes for absolutely every age. Ninja Turtles, only in theaters tomorrow. Rated PG.
Too late isn't in your vocabulary. Reach your next goal at University of Maryland Global Campus. Apply now and save with no application fee. Undergraduate and most graduate courses start August 16th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate by Chev.
At Kroger, you can find the highest quality products at a great price in every aisle, every day with Kroger brand. So you can stock up on your household favorites that are tried, tested, and loved by you. Because when you get the products you love at great prices, it feels like winning. Shop now, in-store, or online. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Simply the best. Better than all the rest.
Meet Joe A,
Hi.
Joe B,
Hello.
and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect, support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
One of my friends told me he's gay this year. I knew he was gay, so it was a really awkward conversation. You know, he's like built up to it. He's like, "I'm gay." I was like, "I know." I didn't have to build up to that at all. He's like, "I'm in the closet." I was like, "In the closet, there's a poster of Benicio del Toro. I'm no detective." People get upset about gay people. Like, everyone gets upset about gay marriage, which is weird because everyone loves gay people when they write the song Karma Chameleon and star in the movie Top Gun. But then all of a sudden, they want health care. Everyone starts flipping out. You know what's going to happen? These people are flipping out. The karma's going to come back and get them because karma's a chameleon. It come and go. It come and go. Oh, whoa, whoa. And people... All right, that's absurd. And people... one of my friends is real conservative. He goes, "Mike, where do you draw the line? What if someone wants to marry 3 women? Or a teenage girl? Or a horse?" And I said, first of all of these scenarios are hot in their own way. Second of all, that would make a great sitcom. 3 women, a teenage girl, and a horse. Wednesdays at 9 on the WB. Starring Pauly Shore. And introducing Steve the Gay Horse as Paul the Gay Horse. I like coming here to DC. I'm staying around the corner. I'm staying at the Abraham Lincoln Suites. You know what that is? Anybody? Okay, it's this hotel, and they have Abraham Lincoln quotes on the keys, like a different Abraham Lincoln quote. And the one today, it said, "Whatever you are, be a good one." And I'm like, does he really get to take credit for that? Like this random general stuff. He'll be like, "How are ya, Abraham Lincoln?" My dad's a great guy, Abraham Lincoln. Well, we already bought the tickets. Abraham Lincoln. All right. Too far. It hasn't been long enough. It hasn't been long enough, you guys. You guys seriously know assassination jokes? I like that response. It's kind of, people kind of going like this. It's like, sometimes like when that happens, it feels like I'm performing jazz. Because the audience is just kind of like. And I'm like, that's cool. Enjoy jazz. Then I get worried. Sometimes jazz sucks. What if I'm the Kenny G of comedy? Like, what if I think I sound like this? Like, and in fact, I sound like this. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Because you know when he plays that song, he thinks he's rocking. He's like, I'm feeling it. And everyone's like, Kenny, that song sucks. He's like, I know that one sucked, but how about this? No, 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 no. Kenny, that's the same song, I think.
I'm mostly healthy. I worked out today. I know I don't need to. When I'm home in New York City, I work out at the Chinatown YMCA, and I realize when people hear the Chinatown YMCA, they think, oh, that's not like a serious place to work out, and it's not. It's not at all. It's mostly little kids learning how to swim and really old Chinese people with their parents. I didn't even know you could live to that age. But I tell you, watching a 90-year-old on an elliptical really inspires me to die in my 70s. It looks like a machine is eating someone's grandma. But I love my Y. You know, it's different from a normal health club. There's never moments when you think, oh my gosh, look at how much weight that guy's lifting. It's more like, oh my gosh, that guy's smoking on a treadmill in dress pants. It's very business casual. Sure, my Y doesn't have some of the amenities, but it also doesn't have the normal health club distractions. I don't have to deal with loud music or people that are in shape. I walk around my Y and I'm like, you know what? I'm doing okay. Maybe I should teach a class. Hi, welcome to Advanced Elliptical. Doesn't matter if you don't have workout clothes on. We're not going to be raising our heart rate. So let's step on, pick a show, and think about what we're gonna eat. Okay. Who's having a burger, huh? Let's practice eating fries. I'm ignored at my Y. I'm ignored at all health clubs. Like when I walk into a fitness area, even in a hotel, people always look at me like, I didn't know they serve food here. The only people that approach me are personal trainers. They're like, you looking for a personal trainer? No, you should be. So I've gotten to the point, if I'm approached by a personal trainer, I just act like they're hitting on me. They're like, hey, how you doing? I'm married. I don't think you understand. I understand perfectly. You want to get with me, but I'm taken, so you can look, but no touchy.
Crazy. I can't even watch the news anymore. I'm not very political as a comedian. I've always thought, you know, whether you like him or not, I think George Bush seems like a nice guy. But at this point in the war, it's kind of like when your dad decides he's going to build a deck. But he doesn't know how to build a deck. And you're like, well, we love him or whatever. Give him the benefit of the doubt. But then 4 years later, there's like this atrocity of duct tape and 2x4s hanging off the back of the house. And he's like, I'm just finishing up the deck. And you're like, that doesn't look a lot like a deck, Dad. And he's like, deck accomplished. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure deck is accomplished, Dad. Because the wood has split into 3 sections. And he's not good at his job or whatever. Like the president, like it doesn't matter what party you're in. It's just like he's just not good at it. Or he's like it's like if you had a boss and everyone's just like, I don't know if he should do this anymore, and people don't like him. Some people say that someone's gonna kill him, and I was like, well, I don't think that someone should kill him. No, you couldn't shoot the president, and I'll tell you why. Because if you did, he wouldn't admit that it happened. He'd be like, you probably thought you shot me. Shoot me once, shame on you. Shoot me twice, you can't shoot the shooter. That's what he does when he doesn't understand stuff. He just goes, everyone's like, he gets it, but he doesn't, and that's why we're all gonna die. I know, it's disturbing, but the thing that actually upsets me most about this group of people in charge is that they say if you don't support the war, you don't support the troops. And it's just a lie. It's just not true, because I love the troops. I love the troops because, yeah, of course, they're the best asset we have. And if they weren't the troops, I would be the troops, and I would be the worst troops. I'd be like, you expect me to carry a gun this heavy and run away screaming? That literally happened. I did a USO tour a few years ago, and they handed me one of their guns, and I fell onto the ground. A few years ago, I performed for the troops, and I signed autographs for people who'd been gone from America so long they didn't realize that I'm not famous. And it's very awkward because they'd be like, "Where do I know you from?" And I was like, "Are you from Shrewsbury?" Because I was backup right field for Economy Paint Supply. I don't know if that rings a bell.
Did you know brands are seeing up to 20% more conversions in their campaigns using Meta's AI? With Meta, every connection is an opportunity. It's your world. Meta. Unleash your marketing potential at facebook.com/business/connection.
Hey there, Spotify listeners. We know you love listening to your favorite artists, songs, playlists, and podcasts. But we love listening to you. So let's talk. Click or tap now to take part in our short survey. We'd love to hear from you, and your feedback means a lot to us. Sound good? Great. Just hit the banner now.
Don't miss the final days of end-of-season deals during the Truckload event at Lowe's. Right now, save on major appliances and get an additional 10% off in-store clearance appliances. Plus, you can get up to 35% off select tools and accessories. Find big savings during the final days of the Truckload event, happening now. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 8/2. Exclusions apply while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for details.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome John Reed.
Look at you! I'm excited too! Good to be here. Look at you good-looking people, man. I don't know if you could tell, I had a little sippy last night, a little too much. And I never heard of stuff. Malort? What is... I was like, I was sitting up, some guy's like, can I get you a drink, Malort? Call me John, but yeah, I'll take it. Malort. So yeah, I love Chicago, man. I'm happy you guys came. It's good to see beautiful people, smiling faces, with all your teeth and they're bright white.
grow older, you start having your birthday party games. Pin the tail on the donkey. There's a good safe game for kids. What are adults thinking? Hey, we're having a whole bunch of kids over, big party. We're gonna blindfold one, give him something sharp, spin him around and let him go. Go, Bobby, with the pen, just run amok. And like, poking it around. What are those noises? Those are puncture wounds, Bobby, stop. We made a horrible error. Kid's running out the door. He missed the donkey and got my neck. He pinned the tail on my neck. Then there was musical chairs. That was a nice little anxiety attack for 7-year-olds. Only one kid can win. All the other kids are walking around going, you know, elbowing their friends. That's fun. How was the party? It was horrible. I couldn't get a chair and I got a pin in my neck. Please don't make me go back. Please. You said that would be a happy house. Musical chairs. Do you remember the first time you saw the chairs lined up like that for that game? I don't know about you, but I counted the chairs. Hey, there's not enough chairs. There's not enough chairs for it. That's the whole point, Brian. There's never enough in life. You'll always be miserable. Oh, that's not good. There's no cake, there's no ice cream. Happy birthday. That was terrible.
The lines at buffets, all-you-can-eat buffets, horribly long lines. I don't understand. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet. And there are lines down the street. Why? You pay when you get in. There's a bunch of food. You go up, you grab the food, you sit down. And repeat the process over and over again. But yet there are horrible lines. People starving to death at the end of the line. Why? I'll tell you why. Skinny people. Skinny people browse. You look at the food. You ask questions.
curse word she knows and throws them at you. He's like, get the fuck out of my store. My mom goes, oh yeah? You son of a shit. Fuck, your pussy has a dick with a shit in it, and your pussy has a mother shit, you. Fuck your pussy, you. I looked at my sister and go, did mom just say mother shit?
Because everyone turns into a jerk in an SUV, like, I don't need a blinker. Remember 15 years ago when they were like, stop buying SUVs, everyone. They're wasteful and bad for the environment. And we were like, okay, I'd like to buy an SUV. No, I have a reason. I don't care. I don't own an SUV. I don't even own a car because I'm a good person. No, I live in New York City and I have 5 kids, so I just have them carry me around. I know nothing about cars. I come from a car family. My dad loved cars. My brothers love cars. They talk about cars. They go to car shows. My brothers pay to look at cars they will never drive. And I thought strip clubs were weird. Most of the accessories are wasted on me. I've never used cruise control. The heated seats, I always feel like I just wet myself. Oh, this is nice. Can we swing by the emergency room? I think this is also a symptom of a stroke. When I go home to Indiana, I always rent a car. My brother Mitch is always like, what kind of car you rent? I'm like, it's blue. Is that 4 or 6 cylinders? Blue. I do know that the most manly form of transportation is a pickup truck, because my brother Mike has a pickup truck and he's a real man. And at this point, pickup truck commercials give me anxiety. They're like, you can tow 1 ton, you can tow 2 tons, you can tow an aircraft carrier. Why? Why would you need that? I only see it going to Cracker Barrel. But people that drive pickups, they want to be associated with the work ethic. And based on that, I should drive a bread truck. I was with my brother Mike at a plant nursery, and I was like, hey, if I buy a small tree, can I put it in the back of your truck? And he's like, no, you'll get the bed dirty. And I realized something. Everyone I know who owns a pickup truck is not picking anything up. It's like walking around with a big empty suitcase. Are you going on a trip? No, but I'm the type of guy who would. Ram tough. Ram tough.
Success is picking up extra shifts, but now you want to be the boss. Success is getting your foot in the door, but now you want to take the next step. Success looks different to everyone. And for more than 75 years, University of Maryland Global Campus has helped working adults like you succeed again. Choose from more than 125 degree and certificate programs with online and hybrid courses. Apply now with no application fee and get started August 16th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate by Chev.
Strike!
Tell me something I don't know, Ump.
Well, unlike that nasty curveball, there aren't any surprises when you finance your next car with Carvana. You get real terms personalized for you right in your strike zone.
Really?
Strike!
How am I supposed to focus when you're telling me about Carvana?
Well, Slugger, you gotta keep your eye on the ball. Just like you can keep an eye on your customized down and monthly car payments.
I can customize those?
He's out and on his way to finance his next car with Carvana.
Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get pre-qualified today. We'll drive you happy at Carvana.
Oh, new smartwatch?
Oh yeah, I found one for everyone in the family at T-Mobile, like Samsung Galaxy Watch 5, Google Pixel Watch, Sync Up Kids Watch, and tons more. This one has fitness functions with coaching and sleep tracking.
I have a sleep tracker. He's a toddler and reminds me daily that I get no sleep.
Get great deals on the latest smartwatches powered by the T-Mobile network. Find yours at T-Mobile.com/smartwatches.
Qualifying plan required for some features. Coverage not available in some areas.
Started seeing a therapist a few years ago, and I had this really awkward thing happen where she showed up at one of my